a season ago, venture into Valley Children's Stadium to take on the Fresno State Bulldogs out of the Mountain West, who have won 2 in a row under first-year head coach Matt Ince. It's Heroes Night, and there's no better place to be on a Saturday night. Fresno State football is presented by Flooring Spaces, a new local concept in flooring coming to Fresno. Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Norville, joined by former Fresno State Bulldog and Chicago Bear Cam Worrell. Well, last week, Fresno State did something they have not done since 1991, and that's win in Corvallis, and they did it in all 3 facets of the game: offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah, Matt, they needed all 3 phases of the game to excel late in the game, and they got it done against the Beavers. Speedy Luke, a name that we'll hear a lot tonight. 4 rushing touchdowns in just 3 games this year. An explosive back for the Dogs, and then just some special teams mistakes by the Beavers that Fresno State and Jaden Carrillo, the local boy from Clovis High School, taking it back to the house, getting into the end zone for the first time as a Fresno State Bulldog. E.J. Warner, the starting quarterback, showed he can use his legs a little bit as well last week. A 30-yard rushing touchdown to open up the scoring. Then after Dylan Lynch kicks a go-ahead field goal late in the 4th quarter, Jakari Embry sends everybody home happy in the Central Valley. Pick 6 to ice this thing. Start the bus. Let's go back to Fresno with the dub.
Hey, take a look at Coach Matt Ince in his first season. He has been at Division III. He has moved his way up. He won a couple of FCS national championships with North Dakota State, and he has been doing a fantastic job. They are 2-1 on the season under first-year head coach Matt Ince. And we mentioned what kind of night it is tonight. It is Heroes Night. Had some Jets fly over earlier. Gotta love it if you're getting ready for some college football.
And nothing like that flyover pregame, Matt, on the sideline. All that energy. You feel the crowd a little bit, and then you hear those Jets go by. If that doesn't get you going, man, you should hang up the helmet and go back to the locker room.
It is going to be a gorgeous evening here in Fresno as the sun sets here in the Central Valley. That's that man again. And back deep for the Dogs in Rayshon Speedy Luke. Southern University has not been to California since 1990. That's when they took on Howard at the LA Memorial Coliseum.
To the table. Welcome to the table.
Speedy touched the football, and the Dogs will get started with great field position.
Yeah, starting at your own 35 is always a benefit, and very clear Southern does not want to mess with Speedy Luke back there in the kick return game. Took one back against Oregon State last week, but it was called back because of a holding penalty. But he is extremely dangerous. 10-9 in the 100 in high school.
E.J. Warner, a lot's been talked about. He has gotten the job done last week, that 2-minute drill. You take a look at his numbers. And they talked about it every week. He is the son of the Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner. I did not see that. Did you, Cam? There was targeting on a fair catch at the 35-yard line. And so that's how this game starts. And I guess that's a way to... We know a lot about targeting. We'll talk about it as this day moves on. But let's give you what the actual NCAA rule is. It prohibits players from initiating forcible contact against an opponent that goes beyond making a legal tackle or a legal block or playing the ball. And they usually look for leading with the crown of the helmet or making any sort of forcible contact as we try to watch this one back. Are they...
Yeah,
I don't know.
Didn't really see much. I mean, the fair catch, you're just kind of trying to protect yourself if you're on that kick return unit. You know there's a fair catch call, so you're not really looking to do much damage. I think R.L. Miller, number 4, on the left side of your screen, maybe. Oh, yeah, he dips his head. And, you know, forcible contact with the crown of the helmet is part of that. To any part of the body is part of that rule. And I mean, R.L. Miller is just trying to protect himself a little bit, drop his level, but you see him dip his head right there before he makes contact. This much maligned rule officiated quite differently from week to week.
First down, Fresno State.
Well, that's a good sign for Fresno State. R.L. Miller is not out of the ball game to start. That would have been what a start. No time has even come off the clock yet. Fans still filing in here at Valley Children's Stadium as you get a look at the head coach for Southern University. That's Terrence Graves in his second season, fourth year on the bluff. That's what they call it. E.J. Warner, a shotgun formation. Got trips receivers out there on the right side. We'll swing it to the flats. A lot of running room right near midfield, and a first down play, a pass caught out there to McLean.
Yeah, Jalil McLean, the transfer from Louisville, just a possession starter. This is almost an extension of the run game. E.J. Warner, a little play action fake, just pops up, throws it out to McLean. A couple of blockers in front. Nice pickup on first down to move the sticks.
And for McLean, that's his first career catch, too, for the transfer from Louisville. And they will hand the football off on the right side of the line. Not going to get much, maybe a yard. And they'll bring up second down and 9.
Yeah, this is really what Fresno wants to do, right? They want to try and exploit a numbers advantage in the box. Southern plays a lot of two deep safety. As you get closer to the red zone and towards the end zone, they will tighten up. They will get more aggressive, but there should be opportunities for Fresno State to establish the run game early in the possession. That time, nice job by Southern working off some blocks and making a tackle for a very short game.
Yeah, the give to Donaldson. You'll see Donaldson. You'll see Luke in the backfield. They've got a couple more backs as well. They'll swing it out to Donaldson, and he'll lower his shoulder enough for the first down into plus territory, and they'll move the chains.
This is really where E.J. Warner excels. He makes very quick decisions with the football. He identifies coverage, gets the ball out quickly and accurately. That time he gets it to Bryson Donaldson. Bryson had out-leveraged Mike Jones, the flat defender, did a nice job hitting the sideline, finishing physically after that catch to pick up another Fresno State first down.
And the first down, Fresno State. First down start with Santa Health. Warner back to pass. Got some time now, pressure up front, complete over the middle. And almost near another first down. Offense is efficient early, Cam.
Yeah, Southern again, two deep safety look. E.J. Warner was looking to take a shot. Thought he had Richie Anderson running a corner route in the middle of the field, but does a good job. Doesn't make a mistake, finds his check down, Speedy Luke, and then Speedy Luke able to make one guy miss. Set up a second and very short. Could be a take-a-shot opportunity just outside the red zone here, 2nd and 1.
Sixth catch on the season for Speedy Luke. Second down and 1. Warner will give it. It's Donaldson up the middle, using some force around the 25-yard line. Another first down, and first downs always start with Santa Health.
Yeah, just 2nd and 1, trying to move the sticks, giving it to Bryson Donaldson. Again, good push by this Fresno State offensive line. They want to establish that early in the game. That allows them to open up everything else. The play action game, the RPO game, it's all based for this Josh Davis offense of establishing a physical rushing attack.
Donaldson came in leading the team in rushes and rush yards on the season. First and 10 at the 25. Warner looking at the end zone. Touchdown! First touchdown pass of the season. We get to watch a little celebration.
E.J. Warner to the true freshman out of Clovis East, Harold Duvall. First career reception, goes for a touchdown. We talked about it earlier in the drive. As that Southern defense gets closer to their own end zone, they're going to be more aggressive. That was zero coverage. Harold Duvall, one-on-one. E.J. Warner, great protection from this Fresno State offensive line, and he throws a dime right to that front pylon. Welcome to college football, Harold Duvall.
Point after is up and is good. This Fresno State touchdown is sponsored by Tachi Palace Casino Resort. E.J. Warner, there's been a lot talked about. First touchdown pass in a Bulldog uniform. Dogs lead early, 7-0 here in the first quarter.
To the table. Welcome to the table. Welcome to the table.
Welcome to the table.
Table Mountain Casino Resort.
We welcome you to play and stay.
Welcome to the table. Table Mountain Casino Resort.
What? My trade's gotta be worth more than this! Don't get hit hard by low trade offers. Selma Auto Mall will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your old car, truck, or SUV. New models are available with 0 down payment and no payments till 2026. Plus, time's running out to get the $7,500 federal EV tax credit before it's gone for good. And most new vehicles come with a 20-year, 200,000-mile limited warranty. Only at the massive Selma Auto Mall. Why buy anywhere else?
At the Ag Center, every order is game time.
Yo, we got to order. Let's do it. Come on.
From the moment it hits, the whole team suits up, locks in, and hits the field to deliver fast. Because in Ag, there's no off-season, just the next play. And with our app, we make it easier to purchase your crop protection, fertilizer, and more. Just click, ship, farm.
All done. I just placed another order.
Download the Ag Center app today.
Fresno State, a good-looking drive. They lead at 7-0 in the early stages here in the first quarter. We need to welcome our third member of our broadcast team, Taylor Martinez. What's up, Taylor?
Jaden Pearson joined the Bulldogs this past spring, and he's made an immediate impact on the program. He was named team captain. He's leading the nation in tackles, and he's the reigning Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week. Now, he wears number 39 for his late father, who passed away at the same age. He calls his father his why when it comes to football, and saying that he feels closer to him when he's on the field. Hasn't he been fantastic this season, guys?
That's an understatement to what he's been doing. Oh, my goodness. I mean, Cam, you've seen him every single week. That man can play the game.
Yeah, just so fun to watch, so physical, so aggressive. He moves well. He's a leader. He's always finishing guys backwards. He's knocking guys backwards when he's making tackles. That's what you like to see out of a linebacker.
Now we get to see the dual threat quarterback, Cameron McCoy, the 6'1" junior from St. Louis, Missouri originally. Went to Eastern Washington, then to Jackson State before coming here, and there's a flag before we get things started.
Ball start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So they're going to back it up 5 yards. Take a look at the drive summary brought to you by the Brownie Baker. Make your next road trip a sweet drive with tasty treats from the Brownie Baker, baked local for over 45 years. 6 plays, 65 yards, leads to a touchdown. Rolling out, good pressure defense. He's a dual threat. He won't be able to get anything positive as he just scampers out of bounds at the 19-yard line. What's going to be the key tonight here, Cam, in terms of you're dealing with a dual threat quarterback who is tied for the team lead in rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, he likes to escape most of the time through the line of scrimmage. So whoever is responsible for the quarterback, whether it's a spy, whether you're the force player, you have to keep him bottled up. That time he was able to break contain, buy a little bit of time, pick up a couple of yards instead of a loss. But you have to identify where he is every time he's on the football field.
Second down and 17. First time these two teams have met in program history. And he spins out of trouble. He's looking to run. Ooh, took a shot as he was going to a slide. There comes the flag. We'll have to wait to see what the call is, but live, that's going to be a close one, Cam.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as that quarterback starts that slide, he is a defenseless player, so you cannot make forcible contact to a player here. Zillian Hamilton just trying to make a tackle, a very athletic quarterback. You don't want to let him get started. It's tough when those guys are such good athletes.
After the play was over, personal foul. Late hit with targeting. Defense, number 3. The previous plays under further review.
Ooh, you watch it back. I don't know. He goes in. You explain this one to me. We've got the technical, the keys that they like to look for before you talk. They look for the indicators, the launch, a crouch, leading with the helmet, shoulder, forearm, fist, hand, or elbow, and then that big one, lowering the head.
Yeah, this is tough. Zillian Hamilton is trying to lower his target to hit Cam McCoy. He's not trying to lead with the helmet, but here it looks like his helmet is what makes contact first on the body of Cam McCord. Is that the crown of the helmet from Alzillian Hamilton? Really tough to see. I know you like to err on the side of caution, especially when you're talking about a quarterback. That to me looks like he tried to move the crown of the helmet out of the way and not make forcible contact with the crown. But again,
after review, there is no foul for targeting. The 15-yard penalty for the late hit will still be enforced. Number 3 will stay in the game.
So AZ gets to stay in the game. He's preseason All-Mountain West. He was an honorable mention All-Mountain West a season ago. He's a very good corner, and now that's 2 targeting that Fresno State has not actually had in this first quarter.
Yeah, the one in the first play of the game, a little confused as to why they really need to take a look at that. But this, again, you want to protect the quarterback. When the quarterback is sliding, you want to just ensure that the crown of the helmet was not used. Alzillian Hamilton, one of the more improved players. He was a good player last year, even better this year.
What's interesting is Kavion Thunderbird is playing and starting. They got that rescinded at the beginning of the week, so he is available, not sitting out the first half. And there is the first carry of the game for someone not named McCoy. Trey Holly, if you don't know this young man, he started his career at LSU. He had this in high school, over 10,500 rushing yards, 146 touchdowns. Those are Louisiana State records. That man is quick. They've got a kind of a dual back combo, what they call thunder and lightning. Started his career at LSU, and now he's at Southern.
Yeah, and he gets going. When he puts that foot in the ground, he can get vertical quickly. He's extremely explosive. If you let him get going, he can really damage a defense.
7-0 lead here, Dogs. A second down and 10. Empty set for Southern. A flag comes in before the play. That's one thing that Southern University has really struggled with so far this season, and that has been penalties for the Jags. They're averaging almost 66 yards penalized every single game. In comparison, the Dogs just at 43 yards a game, so that's a big number. That's something that when you talk to the coaching staff, they talk about playing a clean game. That's what they mean by playing a clean game.
Yeah, especially on the road against an opponent that is maybe a little bit more talented than you. You have to make sure you play a clean football game.
Back to pass, looking left, throwing left, and that'll just be get back to the original line of scrimmage as that is complete to Kobe Brown, and the sophomore from. As that is complete to Kobe Brown, and the sophomore from.
To empty that time, something to keep your eyes on. Cameron McCoy can't tuck that and go anytime. That box was very light, just 4 defensive linemen in there, so something to keep your eye on when they motion to empty again. 3rd and 10, cover 2 type, down a distance for Nick Benedetto. He was very aggressive against Oregon State in the second half last week. We'll see how aggressive he is to start this one. Last week, we'll see how aggressive he is to start this one.
9:13 to play here in this opening quarter. Fresno State leading 7-0. If you're just joining us, maybe turned on the TV late, you missed the first touchdown pass of the season. E.J. Warner to the freshman, the local product, and it was just overall an impressive drive.
It was a mix of run and pass. Very physical run game from Bryson Donaldson, but E.J. Warner being efficient with the football. 4 for 4 on that first drive, and then he identified single coverage. Don't care if it's a true freshman out there, Harold Duvall. Single coverage, and he was going to give Harold Duvall an opportunity to go make a play on the football. Puts it right in the bucket. You see those quarterbacks throw it to the trash cans in the corner of the end zone? That's what he's doing right there, Harold Duvall. Great body control. Good job getting some separation and bringing on his first reception as a dog for a TD.
You see how much the team is excited. 7-0 lead. Back to live football. 3rd down and 10. Pressure up the middle. Flag comes flying in, but not before McCoy comes down. Couple of different defensive backs into the backfield. You had Claypool in there. That's Finn, who is just known around the country as a TFL kind of guy, and he was in there. This will be the Klein. And Fresno State gets a stop here on third down.
Yeah, decided to bluff a little pressure, drop into coverage. DJ Lafitte, some interior pressure, and then Finn Claypool finishing McCoy off. Just a nice job by Finn Claypool. He is such an effort guy. He is relentless with his pass rush. Tons of production when he was at Drake, bringing that to Fresno State, getting his first sack, his second sack of the 2025 season. Nice job getting a drive stop as well, getting the ball back to his offense.
And back deep for Fresno State is Mala Ulu, who stands at his own 30-yard line. Fair catch, and he will catch it at the 30. Contact made, and another flag comes in. Already, we've seen quite a few flags today on Southern.
Yeah, you see that fair catch hand go up. Two yards. Give him that 2 yard circle around him. You don't want to just bump into him, because if you just bump into him, the flag comes out because it's obstruction with the fair catch.
As you see that replay back. So they will be moving the football.
Both kick catch interference.
Yeah, we did. The mic, we couldn't hear from the referee. We'll come back. 7-0 lead, Fresno State. We are in the opening quarter with 9 minutes remaining. You're watching on CBS 47.
After taking a few years off, I decided to go back into working with dogs, just in a different setting. FFB Bank made it simple, even when things got a little rough. Not again, Bonnie! With FFB Bank, I don't have to bark twice. They just jump in and handle it. Who's that dapper doggy? Look at that little dapper doggy.
Looks like I'm next, big dog.
Well, then get in the tub.
Hello? Oh, by the way, that's not mud.
Toyota's legendary truck event is on, and the deals are going to be legendary.
'Cause we're gonna be legends!
Just announced, get low 2.99% APR plus 500 bonus cash on Tacoma, or get low APR or an incredible 3,000 cash back on Tundra. Get to your Toyota dealer now, because this truck event isn't just big, it's legendary. Toyota, let's go places.
Get ready for bold flavor with Port of Sub's Smoky Western. Say howdy to your new favorite sub. We've taken the savory goodness of our classic number 5, smoked ham, tender turkey, and smoky cheddar cheese, and cranked it up with crispy bacon and a splash of sweet, tangy barbecue sauce. Saddle up and order the Smoky Western on our app, or stop by your neighborhood Port of Subs. Get yours before it rides off into the sunset.
Sliced fish sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Time now for the keys to the game, presented by Fresno Association of Realtors. The keys to the game and the key to your next home. Cam, what are your keys?
Yeah, trench work. This game is going to be won or lost at the line of scrimmage. That physical run game, protecting E.J. Warner and pressuring Cam McCoy a little bit. Win the battle. Not the battle of the bands. That will be at halftime. I'm not sure if Fresno State can win that one, but the turnover battle, Fresno State turned it over 7 times this year, has only created 2, and then ride the red wave. A big emotional win last week. Use this red wave crowd to play up and put Southern away.
It's to give to Speedy Luke, and picks up just about a yard on the play. You talk about win the turnover battle. Southern last week had 4 turnovers, 2 picks, and 2 fumbles. That's one thing that talking to head coach Terrence Graves about before this one, he said we've got to do a much better job just taking care of the football.
Yeah, and their offense was just starting to get going, had just scored their first touchdown of the game, and then they just got hit with turnover after turnover after turnover. Just kills your offensive momentum, really cost them the opportunity to win that football game last week.
You just saw Rayshon Speedy Luke's numbers. E.J. Warner's got some pressure, fires it over, that's complete to Luke. Tiptoes out of bounds into plus territory inside the 45-yard line. Every time he gets the ball, oohs and ahs.
He's so dangerous. E.J. Warner, fantastic job avoiding pressure. I mean, he is almost in the grasp. He's almost called down, because those quarterbacks now, when you're wrapped up, they blow that quick whistle. Gets it to Speedy Luke crossing the field. Nice job by Speedy Luke finishing that run physically as well. Great poise by E.J. Warner that time.
First down, Fresno State. First down start with Santa Health. E.J. Warner gives it to his back. Donaldson, makes a man miss. Lowers the shoulder near another first down. We said it's a good two-back system, but really they've got about four backs. But something they can do is they can catch out of the backfield.
Yeah, Bryson Donaldson, really nice job catching that one and then making a guy miss in space to pick up a first down. Kelby Givens, first time we've called his name tonight. He was in the backfield very quickly. That time looked like he beat right tackle Roland Fullwood. Again, E.J. Warner poised, found Bryson Donaldson, quickly got the ball out of his hands before he took that sack.
Yeah, we will talk about Kelby Givens. There's a lot to talk about. This is a big game, honestly, for him. And Luke made a couple men miss in the back, made another miss, and then brought down after he picked up a first down. A first down start with Santa Health. Speedy Luke showing the elusiveness.
Yeah, making a couple guys miss that time. Again, Kelby Givens in the backfield immediately. Speedy Luke able to avoid him, avoid another tackler, pick up some positive yardage. He's not the biggest guy, listed at 180 pounds. We know his nickname is Speedy because he can go, but man, he really keeps his legs moving and breaks tackles he probably shouldn't.
Leads the team in rushing touchdowns with 4 of them this season. Play action pass. Warner's got all day to throw. Now flushed out of the pocket. Still looking and smartly throws it away as a flag comes in late. What have you seen from EJ so far here today, Cam?
Just poise. Not panic, not making poor decisions. Evaluating coverage, identifying where the ball should go when he gets under a little bit of pressure, finds that outlet.
Holding. Defense, number 23. 10-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Another first down, but for the first time, we can say we are in the red zone. And this is the red zone alert presented by Sanger Chevrolet GMC. That's Sanger solid.
You just can't make those type of mistakes if you're Southern on the road against an FBS opponent. You need to play a clean game. Coaches talked about that all week, and they have not done that here in this first quarter.
A pistol formation look. They will give it on that right side. Donaldson still turning. And the offensive line, got to give them some love. This time on the right side of the line, you got Polindo and Fullwood, your right guard and your right tackle.
Yeah, Julian Polindo pulling out from that right guard spot. I mean, that is a huge hole for Bryson Donaldson to run through. Jake Tarwater as the lead blocker coming through, getting his head on somebody as well. Just Bryson Donaldson doesn't need a lot of space. You give him enough, he can make guys miss that time. Just a huge hole for him to run through. That's what this Fresno State offensive line wants to do tonight.
The offensive line averages 6'5", 315 on that front. Second down and a short one. Warner will swing it out and brought down immediately. That's a good tackle made for Southern University by Vincent Page Jr.
Yeah, almost an extension of the run game, right? We saw it as McClain limps off a little bit. Saw it earlier work. You had a couple blockers out in front of a receiver. McClain earlier was able to pick up a first down that time. Nice job by that Southern defense. Flowing to the football. They play action fake, tried to get eyes looking to Bryson Donaldson, came back across the field. Nice pursuit from inside out.
Third down and 1. You got to beat the lone receiver on that right side. Warner will just hand it up the middle, and that should be enough for the first down as they are inside the 10-yard line, and it will set up a first down and goal.
Just enough for that first down. Horatio Johnson coming off the backside, chasing Bryson Donaldson down. Nice effort play, but Donaldson just enough to pick up another Bulldog first down.
First down start with Santa Health. So first and goal. Technically, they're going to say the 9, even though the football basically is touching the 10. Got 2 receivers out on that right side. Speedy Luke now the back next to E.J. Warner. They will give it to Speedy Luke. Cuts inside. And will be brought down after a pick of maybe 2.
Looked like an RPO that time. E.J. Warner gives the ball to Speedy Luke. Looked like he had Jordan Brown on the little outcut working out of the slot, but gives it to Luke. Nice job again by that Southern defense pursuing to the football from inside out, not giving Speedy Luke a cutback, try to create some space like he did multiple times against the Oregon State Beavers last week.
Zamarian Johnson was one of the defensive players that's in. As you take a look, that was Kelby Givens they showed on your screen. He led the FCS last season in tackles for losses. He had 27 and a half to TFLs. Warner looking, complete. Ooh. Now you see me, now you don't, and then Luke slips and falls. But that's what he can do. He gets the football to the 6-yard line.
Man coverage that time. E.J. Warner goes to Speedy Luke for exactly that reason. Get him in space, make him or allow him to get somebody to miss, and he does, but just loses his footing around the 6-yard line. Like this approach from Warner, though. Not trying to force anything. If there's coverage downfield, looking to those backs as an outlet. Here we go. Southern was man defense that last time. Expect him to be man defense here on this 3rd down. Expect him to send a little pressure here in the tight red area.
3rd down and goal. Jordan Brown is in. They'll find a wide open Jordan Brown. Touchdown, Fresno State. Dogs do it again. 2 possessions, 2 touchdown drives.
2 possessions, 2 E.J. Warner touchdown throws as well. First 2 of the season for E.J. Warner. Jordan Brown, the senior, getting into the end zone with a fantastic route.
This Fresno State touchdown is sponsored by Tachi Palace Casino Resort. Proud touchdown sponsor. Experience the thrill at Tachi Palace. Dylan Lynch on for the point after. That's exactly what you wanted to see. Offensive coordinator Josh Davis has got to be thrilled the way they're running the football on 2 touchdown passes by E.J. Warner. Number 1-3 throwing to number 8-1. You're watching on CBS 47. And Ten plays for Fresno State, and this drive summary is brought to you by the Brownie Baker. Impressive drive for Fresno State, no doubt about it. 2 touchdown throws now for E.J. Warner, and it was a touchdown catch to Jordan Brown.
Yeah, it looked like both times man coverage, but that was actually zone coverage. Jordan Brown runs an in-breaking route. As a defender, you do not get beat across your face in the red zone, but Jordan Brown puts that inside foot on the ground, bounces back outside, creates a ton of separation. Easy throw, easy catch. E.J. Warner, Jordan Brown, 2nd touchdown of the night.
Make your next road trip a sweet drive with tasty treats from the Brownie Baker, baked local for over 45 years. 14-0 Dogs here at Valley Children's Stadium on Heroes Night. And we have not thanked all the veterans, and not just the veterans. They're not the only heroes, of course. I saw firemen walking in, first responders, and we need to just send out our thanks to them. Obviously, you and I, we've got people that we know in our family, as do most people, obviously, around this country.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's touched in some way, shape, or form, from active duty military to veterans to first responders. Everybody who keeps us safe, a heartfelt appreciation to you.
Second drive of the game for Southern University. It's Cameron and McCoy. They will hand the football off and not get much. The D-line, is that Braca in there making a tackle? It sure is. And one of the captains for Fresno State, the 6-foot senior, who's really, man, he's worked his tail off through the years.
Yeah, Buchanan High School, Fresno City College, had to walk on to come play here at Fresno State, his hometown team. finally healthy this year, was out with a collarbone last year. Really like the approach from this Bulldog defense. They are going to make Cameron McCoy beat them using his arm. They are not going to let this rushing attack beat them.
2nd down and 9. Looking to run the whole way, trying to get to the edge, not going to do it. The defensive pursuit by Fresno State, and that's Merhadi Zepra in on the tackle.
Merhadi Zepra, big game last week, 2 TFLs, another TFL here tonight. Just playing his technique, working off of a tight end. He is the contained player. He is not going to let Cameron McCoy get outside of him. He does a great job keeping that outside arm free, turning him back in, then wrapping him up and making a big TFL to set up this 3rd and 13.
Football at the 22. Jalen Woods, the backup quarterback, is out tonight for Southern University. He's in concussion protocol. It's his 3rd concussion in the last 2 years. So he is not available. That is incomplete. Good coverage. And that'll bring a punting situation for Southern University.
Tough sledding for Southern. It's going to be really tough for them to get this offense going if they can't establish the run game. If they can't get Cameron McCoy going, if they can't get Trey Hawley or Mike Franklin, the big back that they have that spells Trey Hawley every once in a while, to set up some easy throws for Cameron McCoy, it's going to be tough on 3rd and 14 for them to convert tonight.
Mala'ulu is standing back deep at his own 43-yard line. He'll let it bounce and tell everyone to get away. Takes a Southern bounce and a really good bounce. It'll be down at the 28-yard line. Time now for the health report, brought to you by the Modern Medicine Group. Your health, our priority on and off the field. Taylor.
We saw McLean leave the field with a lower body injury. I talked to Fresno State's medical staff. They said that he's getting taped up and going right back in. But then Jakari Embry just entered the medical tent, so I'll be getting an update on that shortly.
Take a look at that. He comes up holding that right ankle, Cam.
Yeah, he just got caught underneath the tackler and just rolled up a little bit. And it's so easy to get caught underneath the tackler when you're carrying the football. And you know, those ankles don't bend every way that they
No,
could.
they
So just came up a little hobble. Hopefully, a nice start to the game for McLean. His first catch as a Bulldog. Hopefully he's able to get back in this.
Jaleel McLean, he's the sophomore from Bellflower, California, transferred in from Louisville. He's had actually a couple of catches here tonight for 12 yards. Story's been E.J. Warner. How about this stat line? 9 for 9, 84 yards, a couple of touchdowns.
Great start to E.J. Warner. You know he was sick of everybody talking about 5 interceptions, no touchdowns in the first 3 games of the season. Didn't mention he ran for a 30-yarder last week, took Fresno State down on a 2-minute drive, put them in position to kick a go-ahead field goal within 2 minutes. But he came out tight. I thought he would have a big game throwing the football tonight, especially in the red zone, and he has done exactly that.
Got Donaldson, the deep back for Fresno State, like the helmets. Got the Bulldogs with the American flag through the Bulldogs, which is written on the helmet. Donaldson gets to the outside. Flag comes in late as Donaldson carries about 3 Southern defenders to that 40-yard line, but it looks like it might be coming back. So they get a hold on Fresno State, and it's the freshman left tackle in Braden Walton, the young man from Clovis, who has a huge upside.
Yeah, I mean, by all accounts, the first true freshman to start at left tackle in Fresno State football history. He earned it. He had to beat out Torian Penwright, who had some starts last year. They expected him to be the left tackle, but Braden Walton just worked throughout training camp, had a great spring. They thought he could develop into a really nice player, but he has been a great true freshman starting left tackle that time. Just a little too much jersey on that outside zone.
Yeah, when we talked to offensive coordinator Josh Davis, he's really been high on the offensive line as a whole. Warner, 10 for 10 is the dump off. That's complete to Speedy Luke. Another flag comes flying in as he gets it across the 30-yard line. And we'll wait and see on the call.
Again, nice job by E.J. Warner. A little bit of pressure. He steps up in the pocket. Who does he find? His check down, Speedy Luke, right in the middle of the football field. Easy throw, a lot of space. Put the ball into the hands of your dangerous weapons and let them go to work. He's done a nice job doing that tonight.
We got a conversation going on. Football is currently at the 32-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 91, 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
So that calls on the defensive tackle, Zach Yassine, the redshirt senior, started his career at Lamar. Got a little too overzealous. His first down starts with Santa Health. Number 91, just a two-hand shove in the back after the ball had clearly been thrown.
Sometimes you just want to get a shot, right? That time it was just a little bit too late.
There's Speedy Luke, and he's brought down, or actually that's Donaldson, excuse me, that's brought down at the 46-yard line.
He looked like Speedy Luke, though.
He did. The way he hit that hole, right. Cam, the way he hit that hole.
I mean, he's a big guy, too. Bryson Donaldson listed at 205, right around 210 this offseason. He's dropped a little bit. Man, he put that foot in the ground and got downhill. This is what Fresno State wants to major in. Inside the tackles, getting Bryson Donaldson and Speedy Luke downhill quickly.
That's going to wrap up the first quarter. A couple of touchdown passes by E.J. Warner. It's Heroes Night here at Valley Children's Stadium. You're watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24, CBS 47+. We welcome you back as we get ready for the start of the second quarter at Valley Children's Stadium. I'm Matt Norville. Cam Worrell, former Fresno State Bulldog and Chicago Bear, alongside Taylor Martinez running the sidelines. Good crowd on hand on a very comfortable night here in the Central Valley. Dogs, a couple of touchdown passes by E.J. Warner. The first two touchdown passes thrown this season. They've got the ball driving again. Play action pass. E.J. Warner rolls out to his right. He's got Avit. Avit spins away and brought down at the 31, but there is a flag on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 88. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
So they call that on Richie Anderson, the third. That's starting tight end for Fresno State.
Sometimes those boot plays, you're trying to move guys away from where your quarterback is going. They cross your face, you grab a little too much jersey. It's tough to know where E.J. Warner is. Is he already outside the pocket? Is he behind me? Is the rusher trying to go inside? Is he trying to go outside? So that time Richie Anderson just grabbing a little too much jersey.
Empty set now for E.J. Warner and crew. Back to pass, looking over the middle, incomplete. Trying to get it to Richie Anderson, and that'll bring up a second down and long. Bulldogs, they've been very good against FCS opponents. They've won 19 straight games.
Yeah, and really most of them in dominant fashion that time. E.J. Warner tried to fit one in. Nice coverage by Elijah West, just working that bender route. Richie Anderson, he's got to work just a little bit further inside, create some separation.
Keep in mind this Southern team, they won the SWAC West Division, lost to Jackson State in the SWAC title game. Their preseason pick to win the SWAC West Division. Warner rolls out to his left. Will tuck it and go and gets to at midfield, and that'll bring the first punting situation of the game for Fresno State.
Good coverage on the back end that time by Southern. Rushed 4, dropped 7, nice zone coverage, nobody open. E.J. Warner tried to buy some time by escaping the pocket, but good pursuit that time from the Southern defense to force the first punt of the night for the Fresno State Bulldogs.
So here is Nick Verdugo. He's punted the ball 7 times this season, did not punt in the game he played last time here. So this will be his first punt in Valley Children's Stadium, because against Georgia Southern, he did not punt. Averaging about a little over 40 yards a punt. High in the air. They'll let it hit at the 15-yard line. Takes the Bulldog roll inside the 5. It'll be downed at the 2. Excellent job. And the special teams, under special teams coach Baxter, they have been very good this season.
Yeah, they have. We saw Jane Carrillo take that muffed punt or punt return back to the house against Oregon State last week. They've been very solid. Speedy Luke took one to the house. It was called back for a holding penalty, but that time again, Jane Carrillo
during the kick
inside the 5.
Holding, receiving team number 15. The penalty's half the distance to the goal line. First down.
That's going to put the football at the 1-yard line. Taking a look at some of the statistics so far here in this first half. E.J. Warner 10 for 11, 93 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Dogs have been doing it on the ground. 8 carries combined between Donaldson and Luke. 5 rushes for 26 for Donaldson, 3 rushes for 7 for Luke. And a couple of touchdown catches already here today for Fresno State. The freshman Duval and then Brown, the other one. So the ball at the 1. Got to go 99 if you're Southern University. Back to pass is McCoy in his own end zone. Fires it incomplete. Trying to get it over the middle. And just a little outstretched from the wide receiver's hands. That's Khalil Harris, the 5'9" senior from Queens, New York.
Nice coverage by Simeon Harris, the nickelback that time. Aggressive coming off, backed up in your own end zone, but they're trying to take a vertical shot, trying to hit that bender across the field. Nice job by Simeon Harris, not allowing any separation, forcing that incompletion.
Good crowd on hand. They're making some noise. Second down and 10. A lot of movement for Southern. This time, keeping it is McCoy, gets to the edge and knocked out of bounds. Good defense by Fresno State. And pushing him out of bounds after a pickup of a yard.
We talked about keeping him in the pocket. Alzillian Hamilton, number 3 right here. Keep him on your outside shoulder. Don't let him get out there. You have 10 teammates inside of you ready to pursue from inside out, but that's what Cameron McCoy can do because he is such a good athlete. Breaks contain, able to pick up a couple of yards to set up this 3rd and 8.
Dogs making noise. Haven't talked about the green V section, as you can see that right from where we are standing. Shotgun spread formation, empty set. Ooh. Incomplete. There's that man we wanted to talk about, Ryan Wilson, who's getting the start because Ethan Tierney is out. and he laid a hit.
The 6th-year player has been a special teams assassin for the Dogs for a couple years, finally getting a chance to play in the defensive backfield. Has an interception this year already, the first one for the Dogs in 2025. Perfect position in the post, getting a big hit to force that incompletion and get the ball back to this Bulldog offense. And I think they are coming after this punt.
And they're definitely showing it. Alaulu is back at Southern's 42-yard line. It's a short punt. That'll hit and roll for Southern, but Fresno State is going to get excellent starting field position as it's down at the 41-yard line. Dogs up 2 scores, 14-0. You're watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24, CBS 47 Plus. (14-0) lead Fresno State here in the second. They're showing Fresno State's band. And you got another band, the Human Jukebox, in the house as well. So if you bought a ticket, you've got a treat. You got a double dip. A couple of bands performing at the half as you're looking at the Human Jukebox, world-renowned Human Jukebox. They made the trip out to California. They performed at Super Bowls, presidential inaugurations, Rose Bowl parade. They were in Beyonce's video, The Dancing Dolls, and the Netflix series. I mean, they have been everywhere.
World famous.
World famous. Donaldson with the carry. And he is brought down after a short gain. You know what's interesting about this matchup is you've got E.J. Warner. Everyone knows, obviously, the son of Kurt Warner, the NFL Hall of Famer, Arena League Hall of Fame as well. But on the other side, you've got the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach in Fred Air McNair, and his younger brother who's passed away was Steve McNair, and they met in the Super Bowl, you know, back in 2000, which was a classic Super Bowl in the ATL, and the Rams won that one by a touchdown.
Yeah, they won it by about 1.5 yards. Kevin Dyson trying to stretch that ball out. A little bit of NFL flavor. Yeah, E.J. Warner learned from his dad, Kurt Warner. Fred McNair, HBCU legend as well. Steve McNair's brother at Alcorn State, and then the Titans. Just a couple of legends, and nice to have some NFL presence on the field tonight with E.J. and Fred McNair.
You know, it's interesting. He said he's the original Air McNair. Steve Air McNair is Air the second. That's what he says.
Yeah, he set the standard, and Steve just followed, right?
14-0 lead here, Dogs. Under center for the first time tonight. Play action pass by Warner. He's got a man open. He had 2 of them. And that is complete to Tarwater. Into the red zone, down to the 19. Another first down, and it starts with Santa Health.
So hard to stop. 3rd and short. You're thinking run game. E.J. Warner under center, and Jake Tarwater, the tight end throwback. He's on the right side of the formation, crosses all the way across. E.J. Warner finds him. Tons of space. Nice physical finish to that as well.
It's another red zone alert presented by Sanger Chevrolet GMC. That's Sanger solid. Dogs looking to get up 3 scores. With the ball, there's Speedy Luke, and he's off. Touchdown, Fresno State. 19 yards to Speedy Luke. Third touchdown pass of the day by E.J. Warner.
We knew E.J. Warner was going to come out throwing the football, especially in the red zone. Knew he wanted to get some touchdowns on the board. This, you know, Speedy Luke, when he's out wide, is such a threat to come and run that jet sweep action. We see it at all levels of football. Get the ball to your fastest player, put some blockers on the perimeter, and let him use that space to hurt a defense. Speedy Luke, easy work putting that foot down, getting vertical, and getting into the end zone.
Extra point is good. This Fresno State touchdown is sponsored by Tachi Palace Casino. Proud touchdown sponsor. Experience the thrill at Tachi Palace. You watch it back. There goes that man again. Number 5 on the season for Luke. You're watching on CBS 47. This drive summary is brought to you by the Brownie Baker. Make your next road trip a sweet drive with tasty treats from the Brownie Baker, baked local for over 45 years. 4 plays, 41 yards in a minute 55, capped off by Rayshon Speedy Luke and his 5th touchdown of the season. A 19-yard touchdown pass on the jet sweep from E.J. Warner, his 3rd touchdown pass here so far in this first half.
Another nice possession where Fresno State did a good job mixing run and pass, getting E.J. Warner outside the pocket a little bit, making it a little bit easier for him to find receivers down the field. And then anytime you get to just toss it forward to Speedy Luke and let him go to work, it's going to be a positive play.
We need to go down to Taylor Martinez. You got a special guest. What's going on, Taylor?
I do. I have Kedrick, the director of band for the Human Jukebox. Now, Kedrick, this is a band that is world renowned, right? And that level of excellence, you don't get to that overnight. So what goes into a performance like this?
A lot of planning. We prepare year round. We don't just show up to the event. You know, we properly plan throughout the year. So we always see what's on our schedule and we plan accordingly.
For the Fresno State fans who haven't seen the Human Jukebox compete, what can they expect from the performance tonight?
Well, we expect a show. Okay. When I say a show, I expect a musical adventure. We want to take you on a music experience, and we definitely know that the things that we prepared, they're definitely going to enjoy.
Well, Kedrick, we're looking forward to it. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Can't wait. 2 words, man. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'll tell you what, you'll see a lot of folks stay in their seats at the half, no doubt about it. We're about 10.5 minutes away from the halftime show. Southern University Band's going to be performing, as will Fresno State Bulldogs Band, and they've got an outstanding band as well. 21-0 lead for Fresno State. We've got a new quarterback in for McCoy, and that was a rope complete into plus territory for the first time. And that is Malachi Jackson, the junior from the ATL. And what a throw by the backup in Ashton Strother, the 6'2 junior.
Yeah, great throw. Jackson running that dig route across the middle of the field. Jaden Carrillo getting some time at safety. Cover 2, just got beat inside on that dig route, was not able to not able to step in front of that. I mean, that was a bullet.
That was a
toss.
bullet. So they're making the switch. We mentioned that Jalen Woods is out tonight. He's in concussion
Ball
protocol.
Start. Offense. Not all 11 players were set before the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And the penalties just keep adding up. That's already the 7th penalty of the game. As you take a look at Strother from Memphis, Tennessee. Hasn't played much. They said you might see him tonight. And we're seeing him right now. A 4-down lineman for Fresno State. Back to pass. And that is complete. That's Cam Jefferson. And he gets the football to the 42.
Strother is throwing the football at a different pace than we saw from Cameron McCoy. I mean, they are on target. They are coming with some heat, too. So a totally different offense. A lot of RPO, a lot of zone read with Cameron McCoy. With Strother, they're opening it up and letting him sling it around the field.
Before this drive started, Fresno State 172 yards, 0 for Southern. They've got 38 yards on this drive. That's complete, makes a man miss inside the 30-yard line before being brought down inside the 25, and that's Kobe Brown.
Kobe Brown, he's a punt returner. You saw a little punt return move right there, putting the foot in the ground, making Jaden Creel miss. Nice open field move to pick up some extra space. There's been an injection of energy into the Southern offense with Strother on the football field, and we've seen it. They're creating space. 4 wides, give Strother some big windows to try and complete these balls, give his receivers some space to make some moves.
Davis was in on the tackle, and that'll be brought down after a short gain. So we talked about the 2 backs coming in, Holly and Franklin. This is Gabriel.
They're moving at a little bit of a pace, and they're huddling up a little bit here, but I like that. They quicken the operation up a little bit, get Strother moving, get him a feel for the game. He's delivered some nice balls. Now slow it down a little bit. We're just about at the red zone. Things get a little bit more difficult to move when the field shrinks. But a nice start to this drive for Strother tonight.
This is as deep as Southern has been here in this first half. A give on the right side and brought down near a first down. You've got Southern University. I think they wanted a horse collar on that sideline. You can see the coaches talking to the sideline official.
Nice job by Southern using formation to outflank Fresno State. A little bit of miscommunication on the defensive side of the football. Allowed Holly to get to the edge, outflank that perimeter defender to set up this 3rd and very short.
I mentioned Holly started at LSU. That was a couple of years ago. He's a true freshman. Last year he redshirted. He did play in 3 games for LSU before coming to Southern this season. 3rd down and short.
Single cover up top, Jakari Embry.
Strother just hands the ball off, but a whistle comes in first. And I believe a timeout, Southern.
Timeout, Southern. Their 2nd of the half. 30 seconds.
I know we've been talking a lot about E.J. Warner, but man, what have you seen from the backup coming in, Strother? He's really changed the whole offensive dynamic.
Yeah, and confident, coming in, throwing the ball confidently, making quick decisions, evaluating quickly post-snap, who's open, who has space, and he's getting rid of the football, getting the ball to his receivers with space around them, so now they can do things with the ball in their hands. And we've seen a couple of nice runs after the catch on this drive to pick up a couple of first downs. Now 3rd and 1. Look to the sideline. It looked like they were going to just run inside zone, try to attack the middle of that Bulldog defense. The Dogs were in man coverage, so Southern had one-on-one coverage on the outside if they wanted to put the ball up on 3rd and 1.
Crowd gets loud. Deep into Fresno State territory. Southern trying to get on the board on the 3rd and short. They've got it, but a flag comes in. Seems like we said that a lot here in this first half. And that's because we have. There's been 10 combined penalties against both teams so far in this opening half. Well, if it goes against Southern, you just had a first down taken away after you had a 3rd and short. It's going to make it 3rd and medium.
Illegal formation. Offense. More than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And Cam, I got to think from a coaching point of view, that's one of those when You talk to Coach Terrence Graves saying, hey, play a clean game. That's one of those that you just can't have.
Yeah, self-inflicted penalties, right? Nobody else forced you to be off the line of scrimmage. You see just too many guys in the backfield, not enough men on the line of scrimmage. The tackle up top is uncovered, and the receiver down below was not covered. So not enough guys on the line of scrimmage. You said it. Going from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6, much different for this Southern offense.
Yeah, it changes the whole dynamic. Dogs up 3 scores here in this opening half.
And they're showing zero pressure to see if they come with it or they back off.
Strother looks, fires, complete, breaks the tackle, inside the 10, inside the 5, knocked out of bounds by Jaden Davis. That's Darren Morris, who came in leading the team in receptions and yards, and a flag comes in.
I think they're going to get a face mask on top of that. Jamarion Briggs up near the face. Tried to go for the football. If you go for that.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 28. That penalty is half the distance to the goal line, and an automatic first down.
If you're a defensive back and you go for the football, you have to make a play on the football because you're responsible for making a tackle. That time, Jamarion Briggs goes for the PBU, misses, throws a face mask penalty on top of it. I mean, again, another nice throw by Strother, right on time, right on target.
That's what DC Nick Benedetto said. He said, hey, do your job. That's what he's been preaching all week. Trying to go up the middle. No indication. He did not get in. The front of Fresno State stopped him short.
Tim Thomas right in the middle, coming downhill, just inside zone, trying to play big boy power football. Tim Thomas free in that A gap. Nice job wrapping Hawley up, not allowing him to put that ball over the goal line, keeping him out of the end zone.
2nd down and goal. Football is inside the 1. Take a look at the red zone defense for Fresno State this season. They're going to give it back to Hawley. Airmails jumps into the end zone. Touchdown to Southern University. And that's Trey Hawley in an impressive drive by Strother, who came in the backup.
Yeah, that was all Strother on that drive. Very accurate with the football, making good decisions. Trey Hawley getting into the end zone, hopping over, getting that ball over. Nice job by that Southern offensive line, getting a little push on that drive. Strother opened up the run game by being effective with the pass game. We thought Southern would have to go run first to open up the pass game. Has not had a lot of success on the ground. They bring the backup in, and he has a little fire into the Southern offense, getting him into the end zone for the first time tonight.
Extra point is good. Now we just have to wait and see if Hawley's going to grab the Chucky doll. That's what he takes with him everywhere he goes. As you watch this one back, he just jumps over the line, gets the ball across the plane into the end zone. A 1-yard touchdown run, 9 plays, 75 yards, and 5:17. As you look at Hawley, and I asked the coaching staff, I said, hey, did he bring the Chucky doll? They said, oh, you betcha. He definitely brought the Chucky doll on this trip. Story goes, with Trey Hawley, said when he was little, he used to watch Chucky. And he said that, hey, you know, everyone was always scared of Chucky, obviously because he's scary, but he said, you know what, he's small, he's strong, and he's powerful. And he said he wants to have people fear him on the football field. So when he was little, he started bringing a Chucky doll, and it's just stuck, and he brings it everywhere he goes now.
I like it, and he represents it, 5'9", 190, but he runs way harder than 5'9", 190. He runs angry on the football field, so love the Chucky doll as a representation of how Trey Hawley approaches the game of football.
Now, I don't know if on the road I'd want to be his roommate in the hotel room.
Hey, I'm with you, man. Those Chucky movies were, Child's Play were creepy when I was young. I'm with you. No Chucky doll in the hotel room.
21-7 lead Dogs, 5:41 to play here until halftime. They have not been kicking it deep where Speedy Luke is, and they will kick it short. This will be fielded, though. Look at him dance. Gets the football to just shy of the 45-yard line. So dangerous, anybody gets it. Speedy Luke or Mala'ulu, and that time it was Mala'ulu.
Yeah, Mala'ulu, the punt returner, looked like a punt returner right there, making a couple guys miss, doing a nice job of getting some really, really good field position for this Fresno State offense.
Got to love the kick returners and the punt returners for Fresno State this season. I mean, I guess you got to throw Carrillo into the mix now after the touchdown last week.
The only one to score on a return this year. They have some, I mean, Speedy Luke is dangerous every time he touches. Mala'ulu returned earlier this year on the punt, over 50 yards, so another dangerous guy with the ball in his hands.
Donaldson with the give. Tarwater out in front. He's got a lot of running room. Look out. Inside the 30. See you later. Donaldson goes the distance. Another touchdown, 4th touchdown here in the first half.
That is how you answer if you're Fresno State offensively. A little down, around, bringing the big left guard around them. Bryson Donaldson getting into space, making Elijah West miss, and then using the speed to get into the end zone. How about Ezekiel Avit downfield blocking, making sure his running back gets into the end zone. That big offensive line, springing Bryson Donaldson outside, and then Bryson Donaldson doing the rest.
How about a one-play drive, 57 yards, brought to you by the Brownie Baker. Make your next road trip a sweet drive with tasty treats from the Brownie Baker, baked local for over 45 years. See that block out in front that you talked about, Tarwater, and then Donaldson did the rest. You got a Veed up ahead. Man, isn't it nice when your teammates just help you out?
I mean, you love to see those receivers 50 yards downfield, still working to get a block on a defender, making sure that that running back gets into the end zone. That is unselfish football. That's supporting your teammates throughout the entire rep. And hey, Bryson Donaldson, Speedy Luke, any of these running backs in space, they are so dangerous. Nice job, Edward, for now pulling outside, creating some space for Bryson Donaldson and letting him hit that perimeter.
Second touchdown rush of the season for Donaldson. His previous long was 31 yards rushing on one carry. How about 57 yards now? I know what's been lost talking about E.J. Warner. You know, no touchdown passes thrown until this game here tonight. But how good the rushing attack has been.
Yeah, I mean, last time we were here at Valley Children's Stadium, Fresno State ran for 351 yards against Georgia Southern, doing a really nice job against all the opponents, almost 200 yards a game. Josh Davis, when we talked to him, that is the base of their offense. Everything else is built off of their ability to physically run the football. And when you have Bryson Donaldson, who we've seen, Speedy Luke, who we've seen, Brandon Ramirez, who we've seen a little bit, Arsenault, another running back, Elijah Gilliam, all these backs have had success in their career at Fresno State or this year in that offense. It's great to have that many running backs that can carry the load for this offense.
And then you look at the drive chart, it was punt, punt, punt. And with McCoy, they brought in Schroeder. And it was a 9-play, 75-yard drive, touchdown, capped off by Holly on a 1-yard run.
It's difficult as a defense sometimes. You're used to defending a certain type of offense, a quarterback who runs. You have to make sure you account for him. Now, a guy who comes in who can really sling it in Strother, and it takes you a possession or two to really settle in.
They'll give it to the deep man. Made a couple of defenders miss in the backfield. Get some positivity out of this one to the 28-yard line. Approaching 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Dogs up 28-7. I'm Matt Norville, Cam Morrell, the former Fresno State Bulldog and Chicago Bear alongside, and Taylor Martinez on the sidelines. On Heroes Night, thanks for joining us here on a Saturday evening in beautiful Fresno, California. Picture perfect night here in Fresno. Well, he's done a great job as the junior quarterback, stands 6'2". Everything's been quick, and that is completed. Brought down immediately. That's Embry defending Cam Jefferson. But everything's been pretty quick so far. Out of the hands is what they've been trying to do.
Yeah, and Jakari Embry was on that one right there. Almost got there in time to knock that one away. Was there to immediately make a tackle. As I said, it takes you a couple of possessions to really settle into what the new attack is going to be. I think the Dogs defenders have started to understand, okay, this ball's going to come out quick. We're not going to be threatened vertical. We need to be ready to put that foot in the ground as soon as that hand comes off the ball and make a break on the football.
3rd down and 3. Fires it complete across midfield and brought down around the 40-yard line. Another big play. That's Malachi Jackson.
Malachi Jackson, the big wide receiver. That time it was all Strother, though, a free rusher coming off the edge. Don't jump, right? Just run through that quarterback's chest. Got him with the pump fake and then bought some time and was able to find Jackson running back across the football field.
Here's Holly. Holly's going to be met immediately. Not going to get much. Just to the line of scrimmage. Actually, that's not Holly. That's Gabriel with the carry. Have not seen Franklin here tonight. We said coming in, we thought we'd see, Holly and Franklin. Franklin has no carries. Holly leads the team with 5 carries, 8 yards, and 1 touchdown. Gabriel, he's had 4 carries here tonight, now 9 yards rushing. Approaching 3 minutes left here until halftime. Looking left, throws left, incomplete. Kind of stumbling out of his route was Morris.
Again, another quick breaking route, right? Let's just pick up 5 or 6 yards. Hey, if we make somebody miss, now we pick up a first down, we move the sticks, but not short passing game, thrown on time, thrown in rhythm so far for Strother. Outside of him making a guy miss and extending a play, now 3rd and 9. You can't throw the ball at 4 yards and try and pick up a first down. You need to get past the sticks. See if Fresno State haven't sent a lot of pressure tonight. They played a lot of man coverage, so see if they switch that up on this 3rd and 9.
Crowd gets into it again. That is complete. Again, like you said, first down, makes a man miss, and that is Holly. Just threw it out to the flat cam, and then makes a guy miss, and he's off to the races.
Yeah, kind of an old school slant combination. So your number 1 wide receiver is going to come inside. Your number 2 wide receiver, who was Holly out of the backfield this time, is going to get wide to create some space, right? You bring a guy in, you take a guy out, create some space. Strother, again, delivered the football on time, gave it to his receiver in time to make a move and pick up a first down. This offense is cooking right now with Strother at quarterback.
14-yard pickup for Holly. That was his first catch of the game. That'll give it. And that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. Dogs up 28-7 here in the first half. You are watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24, CBS 47 Plus. Get a look at Fresno State Bulldogs defensive coordinator Nick Benedetto, who is in his first season with the Dogs, came from NIU, and he likes to call the action by being on the sideline. What's he thinking right now, Cam? After they did a great job against a dual-threat quarterback, they made the switch, and Southern's been able to move the football.
Yeah, he's thinking, I was not expecting this to happen today. I was thinking we're going to have a running quarterback. We're going to have to defend RPO. Strother's done a nice job with quick game. So a little bit more aggressive probably on the perimeter, not giving much space to these receivers.
Back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, fires, incomplete. Overthrown Darren Morris, who had broken free, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, like a little bit more aggressive from that Fresno State defense. Coverage-wise, Cam Braca allowed Morris to get inside of him in that time, but he was sitting around the sticks, expecting quick game, expect the same 3rd and 8, expect something around the sticks.
Got to imagine this is 4-down territory either way, though, trailing 28-7 here in the second quarter. Man in motion is Cam Jefferson. Bobbled, and that'll be a big loss. Now what do? Football goes back to the 27-yard line. From here, you're looking at about a 45-yard field goal. Got a freshman kicker for Southern. It was a good snap. It was just dropped and by the junior quarterback.
Yeah, just took his eyes off it just a bit. Didn't secure that one. Fortuitous bounce for Fresno State. Strother was going to come up and sling that one. Getting rid of it quick. He's done a really nice job in 2 possessions of orchestrating this offense. Has been completely different for the Bulldogs to try and defend quick game. He's been accurate. He's made really good decisions with the football. Unfortunate for him that time, just did not secure that shotgun snap, and it looks like Southern is going to attempt the long field goal.
It's going to be Nathan Zimmer. He's 2 for 5 this season, is the freshman kicker. 6'2" from Central Louisiana. His long this season is a 32-yarder. And this one is going to be officially from 44 yards. Football on the left hash.
Like Fresno State's trying to get a block right over that right guard.
Good snap. Kick blocked. Special teams. Fresno State's got it.
John Baxter coming up with another block kick in his long, illustrious special teams coordinator career. We said right over the right guard, and that's exactly where it came from. Not sure if that was Roland Fullwood who got his hand on that, or Big 75. But right over that right guard, right on the flight line. John Baxter is a magician at understanding where the flight line of the kick is going to be based on where the ball is being kicked from. There's my guy Bax, one of the best in the business, been doing it for so long, still doing it at a very high level.
Man, he's so good, no doubt about it. E.J. Warner, he's got a lot of time, fires complete over the middle. A lot of running room. Brought down at the 45-yard line. And that is Richie Anderson. Or actually, no, that's Jordan Brown, excuse me. First down, Fresno State. First down start with Santa Health.
Yeah, 1:34 on the clock, 2 timeouts, plenty of time for this Fresno State offense.
Warner, that is complete. Farrar into plus territory. Plenty of time for Fresno State the way Warner's been playing. 13 of 14. For 126 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, 3 deep coverage that time. You saw the flat defender fly out, create a big window for the slant.
There's Speedy Luke. He'll step out of bounds at the 36. Minute 18 to play. Dogs have 2 timeouts remaining. Southern University has 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. Clock will stop on anything going out of bounds or first downs with under 2 minutes to play in the second and fourth quarters.
Been extremely impressed with E.J. Warner's poise tonight. Hasn't panicked, hasn't looked like he's rushed anything. He's finding open receivers. He's allowing things to develop. When people are covered downfield, he hits that check down and picks up positive yardage.
And that's actually the word that the coaching staff uses when they describe E.J. Warner is poise. Brown can't bring that one in. They've been going with Jordan Brown. If you're wondering why, it's because we have not seen Josiah Freeman. You said coming in, he might be banged up, maybe get a series. And then since then, they've been bringing in Brown, and Brown does have a touchdown catch, just unable to bring that one in.
Yeah, just a little bit wide. He got 2 hands on that. So Jordan Brown will tell you he should have brought that one in, should have secured it, should have gotten out of bounds for another first down. Another nice, accurate throw from E.J. Warner.
Brown had a touchdown catch, his first career touchdown catch for the senior. 3rd down and 6 as the wave is going on here at Valley Children's. There's Speedy Luke. He's got a lot of running room and tripped up. Otherwise, he had another touchdown coming. And he tripped up right around the 20.
And lucky it was Horatio Johnson chasing him down, the cornerback, the really good cornerback from Southern. Otherwise, he's in the end zone. Great hustle play to bring him down. Another nice design from Fresno State.
That'll be a drop by Farrar. It's another red zone alert presented by Sanger Chevrolet GMC. That's Sanger Solid. Exactly 1 minute on the clock. Fresno State has been very good. They scored 14 points in the first quarter. They've scored 14 points here in the second quarter. A touchdown run by Donaldson and 3 touchdown throws by E.J. Warner. Empty set for Fresno State. Warner. That is complete. That'll set up a first down and goal, and Farrar getting a couple of targets here tonight.
E.J. Warner on time. Southern U, 2 deep safeties. Jaden Farrar running that dig cut right in front of one of those 2 deep safeties. Does a nice job of beating him to the inside, and then E.J. Warner, just a perfect throw on time, allowing Farrar to secure that one before he takes a hit from that safety.
So Fresno State takes the timeout. All first downs start with Santa Health. Talked about coming into this game how good Fresno State has been this season on their opening drive. They were good again here tonight.
Yeah, they started it off. We knew E.J. Warner in the red zone was going to put the ball in the air. This offense has clicked all night long. We thought they were going to establish the run game, right? That physical rushing attack, which they have mixed in, but it's been E.J. Warner. Accuracy, identifying open receivers, allowing his receivers to operate in space. I've been extremely impressed with just his operation of the offense tonight, putting this offense in the right situation based on what he's seeing pre-snap, and then getting the ball to the right receiver based on what he sees post-snap.
What does it tell you about the coaching staff, the fact that as you take a look at E.J. Warner's numbers, that in 4 games they've scored on their opening drive in every single game, but out of 4 of those games, 3 games they've had 3 touchdowns starting drives.
Yeah, it means they have a really good game plan, watching film and identifying things that will work against the defense they're going against.
Warner got pressure, and he is brought down. Ball is loose. On the turf, still loose. Ball is still loose, and I believe it might have been Farrar who came all the way back to recover it. It bounced out of a couple of different players. It'll be a big loss, but Warner took a shot as he stepped up in the pocket.
Fresno State, their 3rd and final of the half. 30 seconds.
Just a free rusher that ran a game on the right side of that Fresno State offensive line, got a guy free. Warner took a shot. Great hustle play by Jaden Farrar, coming back and trying to secure that football because it was bouncing around for a while on that Valley Children's Stadium turf. First time tonight we've really seen that Fresno State offensive line break down, and E.J. Warner with really no time to try and get rid of the football. The Dogs just lucky that they fell on that one and still have possession.
Puts the football back to the 22-yard line. Take a look at this and what happened to Fresno State earlier on against Kansas. Turned the ball over 3 times, turned it over 3 times, even though it was a blowout against Georgia Southern. That was too much for the coaching staff. Just 1 last week, and so far tonight, the big 0.
Yeah, a great improvement, and it's been E.J. Warner protecting the football, making good decisions, not putting the ball in harm's way. He's done just a fantastic job in this first half of protecting the football and operating this offense efficiently.
38 seconds on the game clock. 2nd down. E.J. Warner got him. Touchdown, Fresno State. Richie Anderson from 22 yards.
That was a bullet from E.J. Warner. Allowed Richie Anderson to just get free and then just rip this ball down the sideline. Richie Anderson acting like he was going to block, gets vertical and gets into the end zone. A little bit of miscommunication. Who had who when those receivers swished? We don't know. Southern breaks down, but E.J. Warner takes advantage.
4th touchdown throw of the game for E.J. Warner. Extra point is up and is good. This Fresno State touchdown is sponsored by Tachi Palace Casino Resort. Proud touchdown sponsor. Experience the thrill at Tachi Palace.
Little pump fake to get the defense's eyes moving, and then finds his tight end running free down the football field. Southern goes down and scores. The extended drive. Fresno State gets the blocked field goal and then answers right before halftime.
First career touchdown for Richie Anderson, the sophomore from Oregon. And the Bulldogs dancing, 35-7. Time now to take a look at the drive summary brought to you by the Brownie Baker. Make your next road trip a sweet drive with tasty treats from the Brownie Baker, baked local for over 45 years. Didn't take long. 8 plays, 73 yards, just a little over a minute. Capped off by Richie Anderson's first career touchdown in a Bulldog uniform.
First of many. Richie
Yes.
Anderson will have many touchdowns as a Bulldog. He's a great inline blocker. He is a great route runner. He is a complete tight end as a sophomore. Bright days ahead for Richie Anderson. Bright night tonight for E.J. Warner. 4 touchdowns in the first half. He must have been just so sick of hearing that he had not thrown a touchdown in 3 games this season, because, man, he has come out and looked like the best version of E.J. Warner that we've seen in 2025.
Yeah, when you talked to head coach Matt Entz, he said, hey, look, he won the quarterback battle.
Right.
He's got a lot of poise, as he showed last week in the drive at Oregon State, the 2-minute drill. Guys were so happy. If you look at that first touchdown pass he threw, how much they celebrated with him, as Southern University will take a knee, and that will wrap up what was a very impressive first half for Fresno State. Southern University gets a touchdown in this second quarter, but the Dogs up big, 35-7. They scored 14 in the first, 21 in that second quarter. E.J. Warner with 4 touchdown passes in one half.
Coach, you preached the importance of having a fast start on offense tonight. What have you liked from them?
Well, you know, we've been throwing the ball effectively. We got a little bit out of sorts right here at the end of the second quarter, but we can clean that up. We need to do a better job tackling on defense and just getting our cleats in the ground and playing good ball.
Southern made a quarterback change, and it really changed the tempo of their offense. What adjustments do you need to make on defense?
Well, it looks like the ball's coming out pretty quick, a little more quick game, so we just got to tighten up some coverage, and we got to be able to tackle in space.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Coach Matt Entz talking about what we talked about, the quick game, but he's got to be very pleased at the half. 35-7. It's Heroes Night here at Valley Children's Stadium. Balls are flying and being caught from E.J. Warner, which is what you want to see. A rushing touchdown as well. Stay with us. You're watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24, CBS 47+.
have our Heroes Night.
It is Heroes game.
Coach Ed came out to the airport, sent 73 Valley vets off to Washington, D.C.
Thank you for your service. You guys are the real heroes.
It's an honor to be able to play for our heroes.
All my grandparents served. One of my uncles was in the military as well, and it's an incredible opportunity for us to be able to represent them.
Honor all those Valley veterans, to watch the Bulldogs take on Southern, to see the Southern Jaguar band at halftime.
You guys are really important to this valley. You're important to this country, and you need to know that. So, God bless. The gentleman kind of cornered me this morning, and his only priority, you want to talk Bulldog football. Boy, how humbling is this? You have served your country. You've probably been in a conflict overseas somewhere, and the biggest thing on your mind was that Bulldogs were able to get a win on Saturday. So,
Fresno, home of the 194th Fighter Squadron of California's Air National Guard, and the pilots and crew of the 144th Fighter Wing, the Griffins.
Primarily what we provide, offensive counter air, defensive counter air, and homeland defense, primarily on the west coast of the United States.
Understanding their mission, their dedication to it, and seeing firsthand their love of aviation and service to our nation.
7 o'clock kick. Pre-game flyover, F-15.
Two F-15C Eagles out of Fresno.
The F-15, it goes very high, it goes very fast. It's the world's greatest air superiority fighter.
Pat 4-1, flight of 2 F-15s, 500 feet, 509.
Challenge them one more time to come back this week against a good Southern football team. This is a program that you have to be accountable if you're going to have success in it. I have felt energy, I felt excitement, I felt confidence on the sideline during the entire game. There was no, offense versus defense versus special teams. It was, everyone was a Bulldog on the sideline on Saturday, and part of the reason why we were able to find a way to win. The Green V means something in this region. You talk about from Modesto all the way down to Bakersfield and all those areas in between. That V has value, and so for us to have a Green V section, before you know it, it's going to be the place to be, and those are going to be the highest demand tickets.
Expect another show. That's all we're going to do. As a defense, we're going to give y'all the best show that y'all going to witness every game. Every game, we're going to give y'all the best show. Red Wave expect that every week. Just knowing that we're going to come with that energy, and we're going to come letting y'all know we trying to take it over this shit.
The Air Guard base here operates out of the Fresno Yosemite International Airport, so the public sees and hears the 144th operation every time they fly.
The local heroes as well as heroes all over the nation be able to play the game that we love in honor of them. I absolutely love it. Even representing the people that fly the jets over every day during our practices, being able to represent them is just, it's an incredible opportunity for us.
10 or 12 years ago, I had a great uncle that served in World War II. You got to see the same thing. You got to see him go on his honor flight. And as you can tell, it brings back a lot of memories.
The 144th Fighter Wing from the Air National Guard base in Fresno, California.
We are at the half. Fresno State leading 35-7. You can see the Fresno State Marching Band brought to you by Parlor Unified Powers the Band. And performing right now is Southern University and the Human Jukebox. World renowned. Enjoy, folks. We are at the half, and Fresno State leads Southern University. You're watching the Human Jukebox. We were just paying and watching it and getting to see world-renowned the Human Jukebox, the Southern University band. We're now with the athletic director of Fresno State, Garrett Classy. Coach, you got to like what you've been seeing from Fresno State here in this first half on the field. You also got to be liking what's going on in Fresno State off the field as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this has been an incredible. I've been here just over a year now, and having the support from President Saul Jimenez Sandoval and the things we've been able to accomplish in a year is pretty unprecedented with the move to the Pac-12, being able to hire Matt Entz, and you know, this is Southern's a good team. You know, to be able to come out here and take care of business, at least in the first half, it's good to see that. That's what you want to see in a game like this.
Yeah, what are you looking most forward to of joining the Pac-12? We were just up in Corvallis, future Pac-12 mate, Oregon State, able to get that win against the Beavers on the road. But what are you most looking forward to as the leader of Fresno State athletics now moving into that Pac-12?
You know, we've always had a strong brand here at Fresno State, but be able to elevate it even higher. I mean, this university deserves it. The people of the Valley deserve it. And to be able to play formidable opponents week in and week out. I mean, ever since I've been here, it's always about the team with the blue turf, Well, we get to play them every year now, you know, and so it's really exciting. Our fans get to have a great home slate. And like I said, it doesn't just help out the athletic department, it helps out the brand of the entire university.
Well, the college athletics has changed, obviously, with the NIL and money is a big part of it. Talk about what's going on in Fresno State with Bulldog Bread is now transitioned.
Yes. Yeah, so we've started the Valley Co-op, and that's obviously, you know, I grew up in agriculture, and so you talk about a co-op, it's everybody, every farmer, no matter the size, does their part to be part of a co-op, and that's what we want to get across to our fan base and to the Red Wave. Doesn't matter how big or small, any gift matters, and because we want to recruit, we want to develop, and we want to recruit, develop, and keep the best and the brightest in the Valley. I always said this from day one. If we can put a fence around the Valley, both with our donor base, fan base, and with the talent and the athletes that are here, Fresno State's going to be just fine in the new era in college athletics.
I agree with that statement. Coach, thanks for joining us at the half. That's all the time, unfortunately, we've got. That's the athletic director for Fresno State, Garrett Classy. We are at the half. The Dogs lead 35-7. You're watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24, CBS 47 Plus. We welcome you back to Valley Children's Stadium. What a first half for Fresno State, 35-7 as they take on Southern University out of the SWAC. And Cam, how'd they get things going?
E.J. Warner, that's how they got things going. Sick of hearing that he hadn't had any touchdowns on the season. So the very first possession hits the true freshman Harold Duval. Then the fifth-year senior Jordan Brown, little choice route. And then Speedy Luke on the jet sweep, another passing touchdown for E.J. Warner. Nice blocking on the perimeter from this Fresno State receiving core. And then E.J. Warner, a little pump fake, hits Richie Anderson on the seam. Back into the end zone. E.J. Warner has played a very efficient and effective first half, 17 for 20, 4 passing touchdowns after 0 in the first 3 games. He has been the key to this Fresno State offense tonight.
How about the other key? No turnovers for the Dogs in that first half. If you take a look at the yards, 302. 214 pass yards for Fresno State. Defensively, they've done a good job on Southern University. Their numbers really changed when they made the quarterback switch because they were at 0 after 3 possessions. Stay with us. Second half coming up in just a couple. Dogs up 35-7. You are watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24, CBS 47 Plus.
how hard my team is playing. They just need to play a cleaner game, and we need to execute in all 3 phases of the game, and then we'll be all right. Back to you guys.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it, Cam? I think he's got to be pleased, though, when they brought in their second-string quarterback. As you take a look at head coach Terrence Graves, he's been around college football for a long time. 32 years he's been coaching college football, and he's been the head coach here at Southern for 2 years. As you look at the numbers for Strother, who came in, and he has been very efficient, 7 of 9 for 120.
Yeah, that's efficient. He's effective. He's getting the ball out quickly. Southern is playing hard on all sides of the football, just not as clean as they need to be.
Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Finn Claypool bringing down Holly in the backfield. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 11.
I mean, coming into this game, Southern was 3-1 run to pass. I mean, they were really run heavy. Fresno State has done such a nice job, and really that front 7, just dominating the line of scrimmage, not giving these backs any space to operate, and really haven't allowed Southern 8 rushing yards in the second half, which unheard of for the way this offense usually operates.
Yeah, because they really want to get it done on the ground. Back to pass. No one open. Now he'll just run out of bounds at the 21-yard line as the flag comes flying in. That's really been the other story in this game, has been the penalties. Already have been 8 penalties for 65 yards for Southern, just 4 for 36 for Fresno State. But that was something that they really talked about coming in. They've got to play clean.
Holding. Offense. Number 77. The penalties half the distance to the goal line. 2nd down.
And they came in averaging 66 yards, penalized every game, and now they're over that. And we've just started the 3rd quarter.
You know, you're going to get some holding penalties when you're playing up a level. The things that you can't tolerate are the pre-snap penalties, the personal fouls, the late hits on the quarterback. Those are mental penalties that you just can't make. If you grab a jersey and hold, you're going to take some of those, but you have to play clean mentally, and Southern has not done that tonight.
2nd down and a bunch. Dangerous pass. That is complete at the 15 somehow. Able to sneak it to Kobe Brown, but boy, that was dangerous.
Yeah, Simeon Harris was sitting right there. Not sure if he saw that ball come out, but you know Strother's going to get rid of the football quick. Simeon Harris was right outside of that throw to Kobe Brown. If he steps in front of that, he might take that the other way. Again, this defense, they have to adjust. The ball is coming out strict. Strother does not want to hold it. Now with 3rd and 10, again, we'll see if Fresno State decides to play coverage or speed Strother up a little bit on this 3rd and long.
Well, they're showing a lot on the line right now. They'll drop back out of it. Back to pass. Pressure brought down in the backfield. Take your pick. Good pressure defense by the defensive line.
Corey Foreman coming off the edge of that time. Just a bull rush, something that he has worked really hard this year to incorporate into his pass rush game. That time gets his pad level down, drives right through the right tackle, Brian Wallace, and gets to Strother for the stack. DJ Lafitte getting a little piece of that sack as well, getting some pressure from the interior. Great job by just a 4-man rush getting to Strother.
Malaulu is standing at the 45-yard line. You know, the DC, Nick Benedetto, said some things at halftime. Ooh, that punt is almost straight up. Everyone's got to get away from that one. It'll take a Southern bounce. And diving on the football at the 42-yard line was Malaulu. Well, the defense for Fresno State, Corey Foreman picks up his first sack of the season. Dogs up big here in the 3rd. You're watching on CBS 47. The ever-famous hot dog race. Coach Pat Hill's not just smiling, he's announcing it. Ketchup's always, it seems to be the fan favorite, but that's not the winner here tonight. It is Relish. Dogs up big, 35-7. We're in the third quarter as we welcome you up into the press box. I'm Matt Norville. That is Cam Worrell, and we've got President Saul with us as well to chat a little Fresno State. What's going on at Fresno State?
A lot is going on at Fresno State. I think we just were named number 2 in the nation by Washington Monthly on the best investment on the tax. So it's a lot of really good stuff happening. We are also highly ranked in business. We are highly ranked in nursing. We are going forward with a really strong, just a really strong plan on how to get our students to the finish line. We just graduated 6,100 students, which is just great. So a lot is happening. Really good energy.
Look, I'm a Chowchilla guy. You're a Fowler guy.
I
have a bachelor's degree from here. I have an MBA from Fresno State as well.
Yeah.
Talk about the impact that Fresno State makes on the Central Valley and especially a lot of first-time college students.
You know, the impact is huge. And we just did this study, this economic study. And it's $1 billion of economic activity that Fresno State produces for the region. We saw that with the Shakira concert, right? $2.14 million that it generated. Not for Fresno State, but it was for the Uber drivers, and it was for the hotels and restaurants and everything else. We are an engine, an economic engine for the region. First generation is 65% of my students are first generation. 35% are second, third, fourth generation, right? So we have this incredible opportunity to really open the doors for our students and have them imagine themselves as leaders of the region. 80% of my students stay in the region after they graduate. What other university has that? We have this palpitating sort of like heartbeat of the valley that is Fresno State.
I love it. A lot of times I get asked, what's the best way? If I want to support what Fresno State is doing, what is the best way for me to support all the endeavors that Fresno State has going on?
So number one, be proud of Fresno State. Like, be fully proud of the region. Be fully proud that Fresno State powers the region in a very fundamental way. Without Fresno State, we wouldn't have the economic vitality that we have nowadays. So that's, there's no separating Fresno State from the valley. Fresno State is the valley, and the valley is Fresno State. If somebody were to say, from across the world, Google, Central California, the valley, right? Fresno State would be one of the top 3 images that come up, right? So within that, then, the best way to support is to be proud of Fresno State, and then support Fresno State. Like, literally support Fresno State, because the stronger Fresno State becomes, the stronger the valley becomes. Let me give you just one other statistic. 85% of all the teachers hail from Fresno State. So if 85% hail from Fresno State, the teachers, right? The stronger they are, the stronger our teaching will be. The stronger the teaching will be in the classrooms, K-12, what happens? The stronger the economy is. The stronger the economy is, the stronger the society will be as well. So it's one whole ecosystem that we produce here at Fresno State with our graduates.
That's very important.
I love it.
I know, that's so important. They showed the green V
and
what that represents. And I mean, you know all about that.
I do know all about that.
What does that mean to you?
So the green V represents the 25% of food that we produce to the nation. It's not to California, it's to the entire nation. About 60% of all the food that we produce is exported to the world. With that, we actually feed the nation. 45% of all the fresh fruits and vegetables come from Fresno State. I mean, from the Fresno region, right? That's huge. We should all be celebrating that, in such a dramatic way. The V then represents our being conscious of our value. Our value is agriculture. I mean, I grew up in a farm, right? We produce the food that feeds the nation and that feeds the world as well. And that is Fresno State right there in action.
That's President Saul, who is alongside. First and goal for the Dogs. First possession of this second half. Dogs up 35-7. And they will give it. No, play action pass. Warner throws it away. DJ Warner's had a very good game here tonight. 4 touchdown throws. No turnovers for the Dogs, but there is a flag on this play. We'll wait and hear what the officials say about this, and then we'll ask you one more question, and then we'll let you go.
It's all good.
You have a prediction of who's going to score a touchdown here?
Yeah,
Fresno State's going to score a touchdown.
prediction. Come on, they have to, right?
Let me ask.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I grew up watching Fresno State in the Big West, and
That's
next year Fresno State's going to join
That's
the Pac-12.
That's exactly right.
Two things that I never thought
That's
would be
right.
together. How
That's
excited
right.
are you for the Dogs to be a member of the new Pac-12 starting in 2026?
So let me tell you something. I worked so hard to get us to the Pac, like so hard. One, because I know that once we're in the Pac, we are going to get the exposure that we deserve nationwide. And it's about the Valley again, right? It's not the exposure for Fresno State. That's great, right? But it's how Fresno State is the window to the world for the entire Valley. It is showcasing the community. It is showcasing this incredible valley that feeds the world. That's why it's so important to me.
Ball's loose on the turf, and it's recovered by Southern. And that'll be the first turnover of the game for Fresno State. Well, President Saul, thanks for joining us here in the booth.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, again, Fresno State is a big part of the Central Valley.
On the field is a catch and a fumble by the offense. Recovered
Dogs
by
up
the
35-7. We'll take a break.
Down,
you are watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24, CBS 47+. First turnover of the game for Fresno State. 8:27 to play here in the third quarter as you watch this one back, Cam.
Ezekiel Avit makes a nice grab and tries to get some extra yards after the catch. Really just a fantastic tackle that time. Helmet to the football. Knocking that one out. Traylon James is coming down from his big safety spot, big safety. That's what you want to do when that ball's exposed. Put that hat right on it.
Yeah, Lance Joseph jumped on it for Southern University. Second possession of this third quarter. And gets to about the 10-yard line. That's Gabriel. We have not seen Mike Franklin. We call them Thunder and Lightning. Franklin the Thunder, Holly the Lightning, but we have not seen Franklin. He's got no carries here tonight. It's been really Holly and Gabriel that have been the 1-2 punch tonight for the Jags.
Yeah, Gabriel only carried it 11 times coming into this game, but he's got a nice burst. I thought that was Trey Holly in the game with the way he accelerated through that hole. Nice pickup on first down.
They pick up 6, second down and 4. First time ever these two programs have met. Not going to get anything, just back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up a third down and 4. When you take a look, Southern University out of the SWAC, Fresno State's obviously out of the Mountain West Conference. Bulldogs preseason pick to finish 5th in the Mountain West Conference. Southern is preseason pick to win the SWAC West Division. We got an injured Jag on the field, slow to get up, and now a hobble off the field. You take a look at that, that's Wright over there. That's James Wright, the left tackle. He's the sophomore from Texas. They've been really, we talk about the cohesion that Fresno State Bulldogs have had on the offensive line. It's been honestly quite the opposite for Southern. They've really been mixing and matching. switching up who's their guard, who's their tackle week to week, and they still haven't settled on one particular offensive line.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why, to this point in the game, they have 3 rushing yards. Midway through the third quarter, this Fresno State defensive front has done a really nice job winning at the point of attack. And as you said, Southern has not been cohesive on that offensive line.
Third down. That is incomplete. That's good coverage. No, says Simeon Harris.
We talked about what was Nick Benedetto's message going to be to this defense coming out in the second half, and it was, look, if it's 3rd and short, they're going to throw something at the sticks. It is going to be quick. Strother is going to get the ball out on time and try and find a receiver. That time, Simeon Harris sat at the sticks, drove downhill as soon as he saw Strother's hand come off the ball, which is exactly what you want to do as a defensive back, and was able to knock that one down, get the ball back for the Bulldog offense.
They were trying to get that football to Harris. Mala'ulu is standing at the 45-yard line. High punt, but short punt. Fair caught at the 44. Bulldogs up here, 35-7. It's been E.J. Warner, 4 touchdown throws. He's 20 for 24 with 240 yards through the air. Bulldogs, by the way, approaching that 300 yards through the air, which is interesting because the defense for Southern has not allowed a 300-yard passer in 23 straight games.
Yeah, and I would have bet that would have continued tonight. I thought that Fresno State was going to be very run-heavy. We're going to establish that physical run game, but E.J. Warner has been dicing the Southern defense apart tonight. He's 60 yards away from that 300-yard mark, and I'm fairly certain that we'll see E.J. Warner with 300 yards passing by the end of this night.
There is the give. And brought down for a loss on the play is Donaldson. Back to about the 45-yard line, so a loss of 1. We talked to OC Josh Davis, and I asked him about, hey, what do you like about the balance of the offense, the first 3 games? And he said, hey, it's 6 out of 10. That's a tough grader, I'll be honest. You're 2-1, but I think what he was hinting at is the passing game. He just wanted to see more, and he blames himself. He said, don't blame the student athletes, blame the play caller. Got a new quarterback in. Carson Conklin, the 6'1" sophomore, getting a snap. He'll throw it out, completes. That Speedy Luke tiptoes out of bounds near a first down. Talk to me about Conklin. A lot of folks will talk to you about Conklin because of what he did last season at Sacramento State. He had 4 games over 300 yards, threw for over 2,800 yards. But what does he bring to the table?
Yeah, he came here in Valley Children's Stadium last year and had a really nice second half against this Fresno State football team. He's a gunslinger. He has a big arm. He's athletic. He can get the ball down the football field. I think E.J. Warner won the competition because he was more consistent in training camp. So a nice opportunity for Conklin tonight to show he can execute this offense.
They will hand the football off. And inside the 30-yard line, first give of the game to Jonathan Arsenault. And he gets some extracurriculars after the whistle. But that'll be a first down start with Santa Health.
Just another one of those running backs. We haven't seen Arsenault much tonight. We've seen mostly Speedy Luke and Bryson Donaldson, but Arsenault, another slasher. He can put his foot in the ground and get downhill quickly. Runs hard, runs behind his pads. A nice job finishing that run to pick up a first down. But just another weapon for this Josh Davis rushing attack for him to utilize.
You see Rayshawn Speedy Luke standing next to Conklin. Man in motion is Brown. Play action. They'll work it to the flat. Brown bobbled it. Now he's got to make some men miss, and he does, just to get a positive gain out of it. They had him wrapped up. It looked like 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, able to turn it into a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, nice job, Conklin. That was an RPO, just getting rid of that one. Thought he might give it, but decided to get it out to Jordan Brown, who was dead to rights in his own offensive backfield. Did a nice job making a couple guys miss to pick up some positive yardage. Just nice to see Jordan. Everybody on this Fresno State football team, they love Jordan Brown. He's a leader. He works tirelessly every single day. Nice to see him have a nice night in Valley Children's Stadium.
Yeah, his first career touchdown catch happened in the first half. Conklin throws it, completes, coming across near the first down marker. That's a Veet When he let it go, you thought he was throwing to someone else, but it was Avit came flying in to make the catch.
Yeah, Avit coming all the way across the field. I thought he was throwing this ball to Jordan Brown, who had a defender step right in front of him when this ball was released, but he had his eyes on Avit all the way across the football field. Nice throw, moving to his right on the run and putting that one in a spot where Avit could come up with a nice second down completion to set up this 3rd and short.
Third catch for Avit tonight for 26 yards. Pistol formation. Gilliam, he's going to have to give on the left side of the line. Just lowered his shoulder, really lowered his head, and got it inside the 20-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. Actually, that's Brandon Ramirez, excuse me.
Yeah, 33-31. Look the same from up here, but only one guy on this Fresno State roster is going to put his head down like that to finish a run, and it's Brandon Ramirez. He is seeking out contact when he gets a carry. That time, 3rd and 1, able to pick up the sticks with a physical finish.
It's another red zone alert presented by Sanger Chevrolet GMC. That Sanger is solid. Get a look at Conklin. He's got Speedy Luke to his left. And Speedy has the carry. Look out. Touchdown, Fresno State. 19-yard touchdown run is his 2nd touchdown. He's got 1 receiving and now 1 rushing.
6th touchdown on the season for Speedy Luke. Just a little inside zone. Carson Conklin pauses for just a second, allows those blocks to develop, hands it to Speedy Luke, and Speedy Luke does the rest. When we talked to Josh Davis this week, I asked him about Speedy Luke's ability not to be speedy and bounce it outside, but to work between the tackles. He said he's done a nice job of getting vertical and then using the speed to create more space. Exactly what he did on that touchdown run.
Touchdown is brought to you by Tachi Palace Casino, proud touchdown sponsor. Experience the thrill at Tachi Palace. Luke getting into the end zone. You are watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24 CBS 47 Plus.
Welcome back. The Fresno State social media team was shocked to see Snoop Dogg. Yes, Snoop Dogg liking their post of Rayshawn Luke's touchdowns. Luke said he attended one of Snoop's youth football camps growing up, and the two have stayed close, with Snoop even checking in and keeping up with the Bulldogs this season. How cool is that, guys?
That's really cool. Snoop's everywhere, man. Wasn't he at the Olympics in Paris last summer?
He was, but Snoop does so much for the youth in Southern California. Football leagues, he's ran them forever. He does a lot of it free. He invests a lot of his own energy, time, and money into the youth of Southern California. So it's great to see he and Speedy Luke staying in touch after all these years. Whoa.
I thought he was going to take a touchback, takes it out. Now he's got the sideline. Down the sideline, knocked out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Looked like there was going to be a pause on the play. Instead, Hicks was like, I'm going to bring it. Watch it back.
I don't know if that was purposeful or he just decided, I'm going to take this one out of here, but he puts his foot in the ground and cuts all the way back. It looked like that was designed to go to his right, but was able to break contain and get to the sideline, and he took off.
You know what's interesting is the tee is now considered quote-unquote illegal now. As soon as you make the tee motion, it's considered a fair catch and you're just down where you are. But you can't make the tee motion if you got the ball in one hand and your arm is way out. That is a hit. Okay, Jaden Davis. Come flying in from his safety spot. No mercy.
Man, there's nothing better than being a safety. Woo! Being the free player where all your guys inside take on all the blocks and they just allow you to get that full head of steam coming downhill. Jaden Davis with some bad intentions on that first down tackle.
He's a local kid from right here in Fresno. Went to Bullard High School back in the day. Got a secondary person up in the booth. I got to talk to you about the safety play after this one. Dogs up big. And the defensive line able to gobble up. Owusu was in on the tackle as Gabriel has another carry. But what have you seen from the safety play? I know they're playing without Ethan Tierney tonight, but you've seen Braca, Davis, and Wilson.
Yeah, no Ethan Tierney, who I thought had played probably the best of these safeties at the beginning of the season. Cam Braca coming back from injury, a little bit of a slow start to the season. Really the biggest surprise has been Ryan Wilson playing a lot of snaps, had the first interception for this Bulldog defense of 2025. He's been a very sure tackler in space. Good to see Jaden Davis play a really nice game tonight, making tackles in space. He's struggled with that a little bit this season.
3rd down and 15. Pressure, and he's down. Relentless pursuit. There's that man again, Corey Foreman.
Man, so great to see Corey Foreman. He has worked so hard this year of developing a versatile pass rush game. That time, anytime a running back chips Corey Foreman is going to win that matchup. They let him come free off the edge. The back was supposed to pick him up. He ran right through the running back. Did a nice job of redirecting after making contact on the running back, coming back to get Strother down for his 2nd sack of the evening.
He's got good size, 6'4", 250. Is what they list for Corey Foreman. Another punt from Southern, almost blocked. This will be not returned. It takes a Southern bounce and then caught at the 30-yard line. Just 39 seconds remain here in this 3rd quarter. Got a lot of fans that showed up here tonight, some of them heading for the exits as we are at Valley Children's Stadium. Got to see a good halftime show. The famous band Human Jukebox, which we all enjoyed. But talk about just how easy it is now to get into the stadium. That's something they're really talking about here at Valley Children's Stadium. The expanded gates, and they're adding more metal detectors just so that they can get fans in the seats when the game kicks off.
Yeah, there's nothing better in football than walking down that ramp with the Bulldog helmet on and seeing a full Valley Children's Stadium. I know this athletics department is working to make that a reality every single home game.
And there's Gilliam with the carry as the Dogs start at their own 31-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play.
Yeah, mostly starting offensive line still in the game. Ben Baker spelling Jacob Spomer, but other 4 guys are still working up there.
So we're going to head to the 4th. That'll be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Dogs in total control, 42-7, as we will move to the 4th quarter. You are watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24, CBS 47+. ready for the fourth quarter. Turn out the lights. 42-7 in favor of Fresno State. It has been a dominant performance, and it started in that first half. Bulldogs looking like they're going to pick up their 20th straight win against an FCS opponent and pick up their third win in a row, and that's got to put a smile on head coach Matt Ent's face.
Yeah, really tough week 0 matchup against a really good Kansas team. I think they'll be in the top 25 at some point throughout this season. I know they lost to Missouri last week, but then you come home, you beat up on Georgia Southern, and then a huge win on the road in Corvallis, and now back home and beating up on Southern. It's been a nice 3-game stretch for the Dogs.
Bulldogs have some backup players in. Arsenault knocked out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Let's take a look at what the Bulldogs have coming up. A big one on the road at Hawaii, and I know Fresno State fans don't want to hear, but that's been kind of a house of horrors for Dogs over the years. And they've got a bye week, and then Nevada back at home at Colorado State, San Diego State, and then the big one November 1st. That is a rivalry. I don't care what you say. Broncos, Dogs, and Boise.
For the milk can, November 1st, I mean, I really think Boise State, probably the favorite coming into the season, hasn't looked as good as we thought they were going to look. Obviously, a huge game on the schedule when the Dogs and Broncos play. But look, going out to Hawaii, it's just weird vibes. I don't know how else to. I just don't know how else to explain it. I went out there, was 0-1 as a player. I've seen a lot of weird things happen. You have to stay focused. It's a long trip. You're a little bit outside your comfort zone. You travel a day early, so it can be difficult to keep guys locked in. A lot of guys, it'll be their first time ever on the island of Hawaii. It was my first trip to Hawaii when I played there as a junior, so you have to just lock in. Timmy Chang has that air raid run and shoot offense that Hawaii's been famous for a long time. They're rolling, kind of moving on all cylinders. Playing Portland State tonight, expect them to be 3-1 in that matchup next week as well. So Hawaii's got it going. Yeah, they open with a victory over Stanford. That is complete. Another first down into plus territory, and that is to Gilliam. So Conklin's come in. He's the backup for E.J. Warner. And he's made a couple of good decisions with the football. He has. Quick, decisive, accurate. He's done a nice job, running this offense. He looks very comfortable. It's nice to see him get some time. You never know. E.J. Warner, not a big guy, does get outside the pocket, does use his legs a little bit. So it's nice to get Conklin just comfortable operating this offense. 42-7 in favor of Fresno State. A big hole on the right side of the line, and spinning and running over the referee. The umpire, you hope he's okay. That gets a little bit of a reaction from the faithful that are still here. Elijah Gilliam's running everybody over. He doesn't care, official, defender. Got to be a little quicker on your feet. Man, talk about taking the legs out. Right. Hopefully he's okay. Nice run by Gilliam, but man, this offensive line all night long, only 146 yards rushing, but they have been very balanced. We talked to Josh Davis, was not happy with the balance, much more balanced. Elijah Gilliam, nice physical finish on the umpire on that run. Umpires are tough, man. They're always in the course of the action. Second down and short. That should be enough for the first down. And it'll be another first down. And first down start with Santa Health. And tonight, the Dogs have really done a great job. How about 23 first downs, Cam? Yeah, they have executed this offense nearly flawlessly. They did have the one fumble. Otherwise, I mean, it's been a very efficient night. Very efficient through the air. They've ran the ball effectively in the run game. Great decisions by the quarterbacks. And this offensive line, they really have, dominated the line of scrimmage. We're starting to see them really wear down this Southern front. Back to pass is Conklin. Got a man wide open. That is Gilliam out of the backfield. Another first down for Fresno State, and first downs start with Santa Health. And now the Dogs are in the red zone. And it's another red zone alert presented by Sanger Chevrolet GMC. That's Sanger solid. I think you come away from this game feeling really good about the two quarterbacks that you have who are playing tonight. E.J. Warner came in, was super efficient, really did a fantastic job orchestrating this offense. 4 touchdowns through the air. And then Carson Conklin has come in, and this offense has not missed a beat. Arsenault tripped up at the 10-yard line.
And a flag comes in late. Some activity between Farrar and Franks. Actually, that's not Farrar over there. I thought it was Farrar.
Yeah, Malaulu.
It was Malaulu.
Just mixing it up a little bit, making a block downfield. Could not see exactly which defensive back he was tussling.
I think it was Xavier Franks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everything was fine, but I think Zay Franks gave him a little shove at the end of that to probably take this halfway to the goal. And see, Zay Franks
after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 7, is first of the game. A penalty is half the distance to goal line, and an automatic first down.
What we saw was okay.
Right, I think it was after it. They
yeah.
were going at each other. When they're both on the ground, it's fine. I think what ends up happening is he's getting up as Zay Franks does something.
Yeah, and he was just chilling on it. He didn't want any part of anything, and Malaulu hit him, and he got upset. So, Dogs half the distance to the goal. Another nice run, though.
Football at the 5. They'll hand it to Arsenault up the middle. After a pickup of a couple of yards. Well, here's the upcoming schedule for Southern University. Again, their preseason pick to win the SWAC West Division. They won it last season. For Southern. So they've got a bye week next week, and then the big one coming up September 27th. It's the rematch from the SWAC championship game when they take on Jackson State.
Yeah, Jackson State, one of the better SWAC programs now. Deion Sanders just really changed that program, turned it around, and perennially one of the best teams in the SWAC.
Yeah, they're ranked top 25 in the FCS. Arsenault, touchdown, Fresno State. Bulldogs pouring it on here in the fourth quarter.
Just another one of those running backs. Fresno State has a bunch of them. Nice job by Brandon Ramirez pulling around as the lead blocker, giving Arsenault tons of space to put his foot in the ground and get in the end zone. Torian Penwright giving him some love on the end zone. Nice to see Arsenault. Another tireless worker who has improved every year he's been on this Bulldogs roster.
The Fresno State touchdown is sponsored by Tachi Palace Casino Resort. Proud touchdown sponsor. Experience the thrill at Tachi Palace. Dogs impressive, 49-7. 10:37 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Arsenault with another touchdown run for the Dogs. You are watching on CBS 47. It's all Fresno State. A lot of smiles as fans. Some are still here watching this one. Others are heading home early. 49-7 in favor of the Dogs. Fresno State will get their Mountain West season started next week when they travel to Hawaii. Already seen some action around the conference today. And then yesterday, I mean, you see what New Mexico did to UCLA. My goodness, Middle Tennessee upset Nevada. earlier today, University of Utah defeated Wyoming. Games in progress. We talked about Hawaii and Portland State in that first quarter, 0-0, but Utah State is up 35-16. That game in the fourth against Air Force.
Yeah, Bronco Mendenhall, first year at Utah State, such a fantastic coach. He's going to get that program going in the right direction. What a cover by that Fresno State kickoff team.
Gotta love that, Cam. Does that take you back to your days?
Oh, yeah.
For people that don't know, we talk about Cam Worrell, the former Fresno State Bulldog, but he was also a former Chicago Bear, played in the Super Bowl against the Indianapolis Colts, and you've got a great story on how that game started with Devin Hester returning there for a touchdown and everything.
Yeah, it was great. We didn't think they would kick to Devin Hester because he's Devin Hester, right? Even back then, he was Devin Hester. They kick the opening kickoff to him. He takes to the house. What I haven't told,
set the play clock to 25 seconds.
What people don't know is I had to block Robert Mathis, who has over 100, had over 100 sacks in his career. He's a defensive end, Pro Bowler. Just ran me clean over on that play. But I slowed him down enough to where he didn't tackle Devin Hester. And I was the first one in the end zone. Celebrate with Devin Hester when he took it back to the house. Then we go back on the field, run down on kickoff, make a tackle. Have to get some oxygen on the sideline because I was just so pumped up, man. I'm like, it's over. Let's go home right now. We just won the Super Bowl. Ran down, made a tackle after Devin Hester took a kick to the house. Great start to the game. Obviously didn't finish that great, but man, what an experience.
Yeah, like you said, 15 seconds maybe gone by and you're already grabbing for the oxygen.
Right.
That's just adrenaline. This is passed in, incomplete. Tell you what, the backup quarterback's come in and he's really moved the football through the air. 131 passing yards, 127 for Strother, just 4 for McCoy.
Yeah, he's been pretty efficient too. This was an RPO, just trying to take a shot. Thought he had a little bit of a window, but nice coverage by Jamarion Briggs on that throw down the field. A lot of backup defenders getting some time. Jamarion Briggs, R.O. Miller, the big safety. Back there, Logan Stute, the local kid out of Buchanan High School. Getting some run. Love to see these young players. They're working every day at practice as well.
3rd down and 10. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. That's something that, you know, us as broadcasters, we really don't get to see. You show up on game day, you call it, you know, you talk to the coaches and they tell you about, you know, some of the key players and the main players, but you don't see all the behind the scenes, how much work each and every student athlete is putting in.
Yeah, for you as a starter to get a good look during the week of practice, your scout team, they have to give you a good look. They have to go full speed. They have to do things well. So everybody on a football team is working to prepare whoever's going to be on the field, you know, from Sunday night all the way till game time. So it's great to see all of these guys who work tirelessly just as much as the starters do, maybe sometimes more. Like, sometimes I was on the offensive scout team, I was on the defensive scout team, and you go to special teams and you're running down the field like you really are. Every snap you're on the football field in some form or fashion. So it's nice to see these guys get some time with the bright lights on in front of the Valley Children's Stadium crowd.
And since we're talking about practice as the timeout was taken.
Talk about practice?
How about Coach Matt N saying, hey, we had to restart practice during the week because I didn't like where the practice was or where their heads were at on a Wednesday. I mean, that's unbelievable. You start doing drills, going through it, and you go, wait a second, let's start over.
You know, and he said it, right, that there's a standard that you need to reach, and they didn't reach the standard. They didn't come out with the right mindset. They didn't come out with the right energy. They didn't come to practice ready to work. So he said, guess what? That didn't exist. We're going to start over from the jump. I can remember in the Pat Hill days, we had a practice that was so bad, he made us go back in the locker room and come back out to practice because we were just not there mentally. So great to see Matt Ince. If it wasn't to the standard, we're doing it again.
And it's definitely worked because the Dogs are up big, 49-7, 9:39 left here in the fourth. You're watching on CBS 47. Fresno State up big. It's time now for the drive of the game, brought to you by Epic RV. We'll hook you up.
How's this for a drive, Matt? One play, give it to Bryson Donaldson, make a couple guys miss, and take it to the house. Just fun to watch. Ezekiel Avit getting some 57 yards down the field, getting a block in the end zone. Love to see it.
Nothing like a house call. 49-7, Dogs. As you see, Conklin, who's into the game for Fresno State, has been in the last few series. And that'll be a first down run. And lowering the boom is Gilliam. There is a flag on the play, though.
Yeah, you know, there were times over the last couple seasons, Elijah Gilliam has been the #1 running back.
Holding. Offense, number 15. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
That'll be the 6th penalty called for Fresno State. 51 total yards tonight penalized for Southern. That's been really a story, too. 11 penalties for 86 yards.
Yeah, you always talk about, especially when you're on the road against an opponent that's a level above, you have to play clean. I mean, Southern coaching staff echoed that during the week, but you have to play a clean football game, and they really didn't tonight.
Keeping the ball is Conklin as he's knocked out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Taylor's got more on what was the trip like for Southern, Taylor?
I asked Coach Graves if he had any prior connections to Fresno State, and he laughed and he said, yeah, I used to get in trouble with my mom for staying up late to watch West Coast football. Growing up in Virginia, he said he'd be up at midnight watching Bulldog football, promising his mom that he'd go to bed right after the game. He even became a fan of legendary Fresno State coach Jim Sweeney.
That's a great story, too. That just shows you the reach of what Fresno State football is Arsenault. Another first down for the Dogs as that's inside the 35-yard line. Unless they mark them down at the 35, they'll say just short.
Yeah, that was not a great spot.
Yeah.
I thought he for sure fell forward for that first down.
Yeah.
You know, when I got to the NFL, so many guys who played in the SEC or the Big Ten were like, man, Friday night, after our team meeting, we went straight to the hotel because we knew Fresno State was probably playing on ESPN, and they knew when they saw the Bulldog on the helmet, it was going to be a fist fight. So great to see Coach Graves as well, the legend going back to the great Jim Sweeney, just watching Fresno State football across the entire country.
So many legends have played for Fresno State. Ooh, tripped up. Almost looked like off to the races for Gilliam. As you take a look at some of the Fresno State legends. Talk me through it, Cam.
Henry Ellerman should be in the Hall of Fame. His time is long past due. One of the greats, Logan Mankins, probably will be the next Bulldog in the Hall of Fame and get his name retired in this stadium. Pat Hill, the legend, still doing it on the radio, but really built this program. DC, the #1 pick in 2002. Super Bowl champion. Derek Carr just hung the cleats up. Fantastic career as a second-round pick. Devontae still doing it, one of the best receivers in the NFL, now with the Los Angeles Rams. Man, so many more legends that we couldn't show, but that's a pretty nice list of former Dogs.
Just shows you how important football is and how important the school is to the Valley, which is why you've got a Green V section, which is why on a night like tonight you had a really good crowd. Again, it was Heroes Night here tonight, and Fresno State put on a show, did what a lot of fans wanted them to do, come on out, throw the ball, move the football, and handle an opponent that they felt like they should dominate.
Yeah, you know, playing here, then going to play in Chicago, I always felt like both the Bulldogs and the Bears, those teams represent the cities that they're in, right? The Fresno State represents the entire Central Valley. To have success here, you have to work hard. You have to get dirty at times, right? There's not a lot of tech. You can't make money sitting in an office. You have to get your hands dirty. Chicago, same thing, blue collar. A lot of people that just work hard, and I feel like the Bears represent that. Not so much in 2025, maybe back in 2007, but this program is
you heard President Saul say it. This football program is a beacon for the entire Central Valley. And nights like tonight, seeing E.J. Warner do what he did, holding this Southern University rushing offense to 4 yards, that's physically dominating an opponent. That's what these Central Valley fans like to see.
It's another Red Zone alert presented by Sanger Chevrolet at GMC. That's Sanger, a solid. They will give the football to Gilliam. Gets to the edge, cuts upfield, and brought down at the 5-yard line. On the flip side, you talk about rush yards. How about this for balance tonight, Cam? Over 200 rushing yards for Fresno State and approaching 300 passing yards for a total of 488 tonight in total yards.
Yeah, it's been very impressive, and we talked about before the game. I thought the rushing attack was going to open up the passing attack, but it was not the same tonight. E.J. Warner was so efficient. He was so effective throwing the football that really they had success through the air and then established the rushing game. They were able to really dominate the line of scrimmage late in the game. And look, Man Ince he doesn't look happy. He doesn't look happy, but he's happy. Maybe they had too many penalties for him to have a smile on his face, but look at this, just pushing people around.
Touchdown, Gilliam. That is his second rushing touchdown of the season, 16th of his career, and the Dogs have put up 55 tonight.
A lot of backup offensive linemen in the game, but they are doing exactly what the starting unit did, pushing this Southern defensive front around and making it easy for this Fresno State running back crew to get into the end zone. Easy work for Elijah Gilliam that time for another Dogs touchdown.
Again, sponsored by Tachi Palace Casino Resort. Proud touchdown sponsor. Experience the thrill at Tachi Palace. As you watch the hole that Gilliam can run through on this one.
Cavernous, is that a word that we can use for that? I mean, it was massive. Easy for Elijah Gilliam that time to just run right in between, in behind big number 770. Getting into the end zone. I just love to see those backup offensive linemen. Bell, number 70, leading out in front. Brandon Ramirez, a snap before, lead blocking for Elijah Gilliam, helping pick up a first down. Just a complete team effort tonight. Offense, defense, special teams, complete game, complete win for this Fresno State Bulldog team before that big trip to the island next week.
Yeah, that will be a big one. You talk about Josh Davis, the offensive coordinator. He describes the offensive line. You'll love this because he says they believe in the play call, and he thinks that's very important. And the guys love playing for each other.
Yeah, and they want to set a tone as an offensive line. I always thought as a defender that the defense should set the tone for a team, but this team believes, and these offensive linemen believe, that it's their responsibility to go out and set a physical tone. And when his play calling matches that offensive line mindset, we see what we see tonight, just complete domination up front from this Fresno State offensive line unit.
That'll be fair caught. 4:58 left here in the fourth quarter. It's all Fresno State. Most points they've scored this season. Second time they played on this field, and the second time it's been a convincing victory for the Dogs. Mentioned they played one home game earlier, August 30th against Georgia Southern, a 42-14 win. That was their second game in the month of August, something they just don't do often. They had two games, week 0 and week 1. Just kind of how it worked out. They'll get their bye after Hawaii next week, and then that'll lead to really the gauntlet of the Mountain West schedule.
Yeah, just a huge one, too, opening up on the island against a really good Hawaii team. Timmy Chang has them playing far better football than they have over the last couple of years. So it's going to be a big test for this Fresno State defense, who we saw struggle a little bit, stopping a very efficient passing attack last week in Corvallis. Much better tonight outside of the couple drives that Strother, hit some quick game and they missed some tackles. They've been a good defensive unit against the pass outside of that first half against Kansas and the second half against Oregon State, but a big test on the island next week.
But as a coach, I would think you kind of almost want that because then that gives you something to kind of complain about a little bit. Otherwise, if you're not doing anything, you can't really say anything. And tripped up as he gets it right to the 30-yard line. That is Smith with the carry. But because I would think then you had the DC walking in at the half. For all the good they did, he says, hey, what's happened the last 2 drives? I know they didn't score on the second one, but they moved the football.
Yeah, moved the football in ways we didn't think they would be able to move the football, right? And then we know quick game is coming. Let's be prepared for quick game. We don't have to give as much cushion. We can be a little bit more aggressive, and that's what we saw them execute in the second half.
It's a 3rd down and 5. And here is the give up the middle. Not going to be enough for the first down. And so it'll be another punt coming for Southern. Bulldogs have done a great job. First downs we highlighted earlier. 29 for the Fresno State to just 7 for Southern here tonight.
Yeah, 7 probably all 7 on 2 drives. Maybe they had one other drive where they were able to pick up a first down, but it's been a very dominant performance. As we said, outside of a couple of drives where Strother came in and really had success with the quick passing game. His defense has been locked in. Like I said, I know Matt Ince is not going to be all the way happy. You know, a few too many penalties tonight for his liking, but man, just a completely dominant performance, offense and defense tonight. Special teams did get a lot of work, but
kicking team, 5-yard penalty.
Well executed.
4th down.
Speaking of penalties, that's the 12th penalty on Southern tonight for 91 yards. Dogs 6 for 51 this evening. 8th punt coming for Kenny Pham.
Correction, Fresno State has elected to decline the penalty. 4th down.
It's a little sportsmanship from Coach Matt Ince. 2:54 left here in the 4th. Get a look at head coach Terrence Graves.
Yeah, a lot of credit to this Southern football team. They have fought from snap 1 to, you know, until that clock says 0. They're still going to fight. A lot of intensity, a lot of effort. They're playing extremely hard out there, just a little bit outmatched tonight.
Well, you know, it's interesting. You know, first time ever an HBCU has come
formation. Kicking team, more than 4 players in the backfield. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the kick. First down, Fresno State.
First time an HBCU has come into Valley Children's Stadium. So I asked, you know, head coach Terrence Graves, what does coaching at an HBCU mean to him? And what he said is he loves it. You can grow and develop young men, and it creates champions on and off of it. And he said he just believes you can make way more of an impact coaching at an HBCU, he feels like, from his perspective, than anywhere else in the country.
Yeah, I mean, you're exposing a lot of kids to a level of discipline that is just different, right? To be a successful college football player, you have to wake up early, you have to do the right things, you have to study, you have to take care of your body. There's a lot involved in being a successful football player, and to have that type of an impact to young men. I think the greatest thing about college athletics is the life lessons that athletes learn that they take to every phase of life. As a parent, as a husband, as a wife, you know, as a community member, as an employee, it makes a long-lasting impact. I hate to say it, completely thankful to Pat Hill for the way he ran his program when I was at Fresno State, because really I would not be the husband, the father, the businessman that I am today without his leadership and guidance. And it's great to see Coach Graves give kids that same opportunity.
Devin Rivers just had his first carry of the night. Into plus territory for Fresno State, as they have got Ryan Workington in for the first time, the 5'8" junior. It's the 2-minute timeout. Look at this ride as we go to break. 56-7 Dogs. You are watching Fresno State Bulldog football on CBS 47. The human jukebox. We got to see their performance at the half. They did not disappoint. A world-renowned, often duplicated, never replicated. The Southern Marching Band.
Super cool to see in person. I mean, I, and Garrett Classy were just kind of mesmerized by the halftime show. We weren't talking, we were just kind of watching because, man, it's so cool to see that in person.
Fresno State's going to take a knee. They're going to pick up their third straight victory here tonight. It started with a win over Georgia Southern in August to wrap up the month. Then Oregon State, we talked about it last week, offense, defense, special teams. Then tonight, just pure domination, more of a balanced attack, 282 passing yards, 228 on the ground, over 500 yards of total offense. C.J. Warner, 4 touchdowns, no picks. How about this for a rating, 222.3. You'll love that, just 4 incompletions all night. And Dogs will have a lot of positivity and a lot of momentum as Mountain West play will begin on the road in Hawaii next week.
I think anybody in this football program, if you asked them before the season and they answered truthfully, if you said you're going to be 3-1 after your non-conference schedule, I think to a man, they would have said yes. Well, 3-1 sounds great. I mean, you had 2 tough road games at Kansas, at Oregon State. You knew you felt good about those 2 home games, but 3-1 on a 3-game win streak. More importantly, E.J. Warner looked like by far the best version that we've seen of E.J. Warner in 2025. And if he plays like that with their ability to run the football, they are going to be a really difficult offense to slow down.
That's the final kneel down, and this one is in the books. The Bulldogs move to 3-1 as Southern University, the Jags, and they will fall to 1-3. Southern University has a bye week, and then Jackson State on September 27th. That'll be a big one in the SWAC. Good performance tonight as both coaches shake hands. First time that Southern has made the trip to California since 1990. They played in the LA Memorial Coliseum, and that was against Howard back in the day. And so it's been a good time. First time an HBCU program has been on this field, but overall on Heroes Night, it was all about the Dogs. Fresno State and E.J. Warner, they got cooking and got cooking early. 14 in the first, 21 in the second, 7 in the third, and 14 more in the fourth quarter. A couple of guys got their first career touchdowns as well, so just overall it's going to be a fun night for Fresno State. Then they'll get back to work, I imagine, on Monday and get ready for the University of Hawaii.
Yeah, always a short week going out to Hawaii. You have to travel on Thursday, get acclimated to the time zone, so this is the perfect win for the Dogs. You enjoy this and get ready for the next.
Let's send it down to Taylor. Who you got, Taylor?
I'm here with Jordan Brown. Jordan, you made the decision to come back and play this year, and tonight you had your first touchdown. Take us through it.
Oh, man, first of all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. You know, we're just in the game, and, you know, knowing that I'm going to have the opportunity coming up. You know, we got down there, was able to help my team out, but, you know, shout out, you know, the O-line, QB, everybody blocking, doing things, so just glad they're able to help my team.
It was a total team win tonight. What was the energy like on the sideline?
Oh, absolutely. No, I was fired up the whole game, knowing that, you know, we just focusing on the process, just trying to put together complimentary football in all 3 phases. So glad we're able to leave here with a win.
Right, thank you, Jordan. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Jordan Brown, he had, how about that, 3 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown. It's good to see. You can tell by him talking just how much hard work he's put in with the program and how he is respected by all the guys on the team as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a leader, absolute leader. Sets the tone every day when they're talking about working. Jordan Brown is a guy that all these guys point to and talk about with his tireless work ethic. So cool to see him catch his first touchdown as a Bulldog, his 6th year in the program. A walk-on, has done nothing but work to give himself opportunities, and tonight able to cash one in front of the home crowd.
You got to love it. E.J. Warner had a big game here tonight. 4 touchdown throws, no interceptions, and this is how he looked tonight.
On the dime, dropping it in the bucket to the true freshman, Harold Duvall. And look, just poised, calm, allowing things to develop, not rushing his process, staying calm in the pocket, delivering the ball to open receivers. Give it to Speedy, and Speedy does what Speedy does. But again, nice little punk fake, good footwork, threw it on time, accurate ball. It by far the best version of E.J. Warner that we've seen.
8 touchdowns here tonight for Fresno State. As you look at it, 71 plays, 507 total yards tonight. Look at that discrepancy. Rush yards, 225 for the Dogs, 11 for Southern. It was the Bulldogs' domination from the opening kick. Went down and scored like they've done in every single game this season. Opening drive, they've put up points, and in 3 of the games, they have been touchdown opening drives. Final word, Cam.
Man, just absolutely impressive performance. You thought that they would have a good night against Southern. There was a little bit of a physical mismatch, but efficient, effective, very few mistakes. This is the perfect win to send the guys off to Hawaii next week.
And we thank everybody for watching tonight. For Taylor Martinez running the sidelines, that's Cam Worrell. I'm Matt Norville. We thank our entire crew. You've been watching on CBS 47 and streaming on KC24, CBS 47 Plus. Have a good night.